Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures with a little bit of a pullback this morning after the nice gains we saw on Monday. We had both the Dow and S&P 500 closing at all-time record highs on Monday. It was another round of positive vaccine news, this time from Moderna, that kicked off the rally to start the new trading week yesterday. We'll have a look at some vaccine names coming up. Moderna shares not really doing a heck of a lot. A little bit of news on Pfizer, I noted, that we'll have a look at. There's a whole bunch of earnings reports to get through this morning as well, from the likes of Walmart, Smile Direct Club, Home Depot also reported. We'll talk about that. And oh yeah, Tesla shares finally getting the call, moving to the S&P 500. So 15% to the upside for Tesla this morning. Other EV space players also moving along with Tesla, including Plug Power. It's Tuesday, November 17th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see mostly positive overall. We had just a couple to the downside. Everything else in positive territory. We'll go over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up so far. A mix showing so far throughout the European landscape. We'll shift over to North America and see, a little bit of a red start to the day here, top to bottom. As I mentioned, a little bit of a pullback to deal with. We had Bitcoin there, 1.3% to the upside. Everything else relatively unchanged. Crude oil pullback yesterday, big move yesterday, down 1.5%, 0.2% to the upside for gold to start the new session. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday. It is Tesla Day. 15% on news. It's going to be the biggest ever addition to the S&P 500 for Tesla.
Cash cow continues, man. We keep talking about how good Tesla has been for shareholders. Remember, it's $460 right now, and that's pre-split, or post-split, obviously, not pre-split. So, yeah, a big number there yesterday. 40 billion, in additions. 12.8%. We're up like crazy here today. There it is, Matt Murphy. What up, my friend? Monster win there for you, $20. Thank you for the contribution on the Tesla options there. I hope you sold some SPG yesterday like we talked about it. I'm already long right now, 460, using 458 as a bottom. I think we take out everything today. As soon as the traders wake up and realize what this means for Tesla, then I think it's just long all the way through, man. Big company, big news, and finally added. I mean, everyone knew they were going to be added at some point. 12% seems like it's a lot, but we know what can happen to this space. So I'm long here at $460.07, as you can see there. It just went in the money at $2.50. I did not take it. I still think we take out highs here, 465, 466. I'm long Tesla and just using this bottom as some support.
Yeah, a post-split 66 was a previous level to the top side there, and obviously this is going to be the biggest one ever. Just worth noting, in the future, coming on the 21st is when it's going to be added to the S&P 500. There is some discussion of it being added in 2 tranches, so half a week before and half on the actual year-end index for balancing. I've never seen anything like that. It's going to have some wide ramifications, of course, because there will be major reweighting of the S&P, because it's 1%. Well, it's going to be 1% of the S&P 500, and as Brendan said, the biggest ever. I'm looking, if this is too much, then I'm buying at 450. If it's not, I was looking to go long off of just 458 if it holds off the open. It's a little bit early for me to jump into it. In terms of breakout prices, other than that 466, I was looking more for the dip buy, so going to have to play it by ear off that 458 on the open.
Yeah, we'll have to do maybe an educational video, guys, on this imbalance or upweight to the S&P, because the biggest ever, that means a lot of things are going to have to change as far as the weighting is concerned on the S&P 500. So before we get to that December 21st date, we'll talk in depth, I'm sure, about what is to come for the S&P 500. In the meantime, let's have a look at what is coming up a little bit later on in the show. Great new video coming your way. Yeah, how do you improve your profits? We're talking very simple things, even just one thing. If you can change just one thing about your trading and see significant improvements in your profit, we'll tell you all about what that one thing will be in that video. Valeria will have the link for you coming up a little bit later on in the morning. Speaking of Valeria, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning, Brendan, and hello, traders. I wish you all a wonderful day. Please support the show and subscribe to our channel, share the link with friends, and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brendan.
Yes, indeed. Let's jump right into things. I want to show the top trader list from Day Trade the World, our great sponsor here at Trader TV. Big numbers coming out of mostly the U.S. yesterday. You can see 5 figures from the Amex Chicago CME. So futures markets, NASDAQ New York, a little Europe there in number 2. 20,000 more European action here, 19,000 number 3, and so on. Somebody only traded in New York yesterday and made 19,000. So look at that. A lot of European markets there coming up in number 5. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the show and grab the watch list. It's absolutely free to you. I understand there was, again, this morning some difficulties with a few people a little bit late getting the watch list. We do try and get it out around 8:30 Eastern. Unfortunately, it seems to be a little bit of a queue as far as the email service provider that we are currently dealing with. So our apologies for that. We are working on a better solution for you. But watch list absolutely free to you guys. Every single morning we send it out before we come on at 9 o'clock. We talk about all the stocks that are moving around in the pre-market and why. We're going to start this morning with Walmart. Reporting earnings, beating both on the top and bottom lines. Pretty good report here for Walmart. They talked about e-commerce sales up about 80% in the quarter, obviously because of the pandemic. So nice start to the morning here, guys, for Walmart shares.
It was definitely a nice start. The numbers were a beat across the board. I think the issue here is going to be get the resurgence of COVID and some of the expectation that there's going to be a delay in stimulus and people have spent of most of that money and might be tightening the bootstrings a little bit. So that feels like that's the reason why you're seeing Walmart under pressure and selling on this report. It is not the first strong report that we've seen that gets sold off. A lot of it's been in the tech space, but here's Walmart coming back into below this 150, which was, a linchpin level that I was looking at right when I sat down. Didn't think we'd be testing it in the pre-market, but yet here we are. I got support down at this 147, and this 147 to 149 channel, I think that could be really interesting. It's very likely that we get a lot of chop in that $2 range. So if it does want to dip down into that could be a decent place to pick up Walmart. It does feel like the market's a little bit weak here, so I'm going to back off with any ideas of taking a breakout long if it tries to take this 150. I just feel like there may or may not be some bigger fish to fry or better ones. I mean, Tesla there. That LXRX, I mentioned in the chat, this one on our list near the bottom, it broke through the top. This looks very strong in the small cap space, so I did grab a long when 215 broke. Going to start working it out to the upside. I mean, ultimate target, if that hits 275, that's where I'm looking to short it. But LXRX already in the money.
Yeah, okay, so we're already $2.50 in the money on Tesla. It went right up to 462.50. This is where we're long, guys. 460 break. It goes $2.50 in the money. We don't take it. I'm debating putting an order there just to take that out, but we'll wait to see. And if I wind up losing on this one $1.50, then that's what we'll do. We just stared 250 in the face and turned it down. So that was so far so good on Tesla. We're gonna go long if it takes out the top as well. Let's take a quick look here. I was looking for Walmart. I mean, we could sort it alphabetically to find it. Pfizer up top, Neo, Palantir, obviously CVS to the sell side on the Amazon news. There's my big bad boy Baba in look there as well. Let's just search for Walmart just to give you guys a quick look here. We search alphabetically. WMMMM. There's so many companies now. Yeah, look, it's small, guys. It's down here. Can you guys see that? Let me move it up a little bit here. There's Walmart right there. It's just a small buy. It's going back and forth. So really nothing to watch out for here on the watch list. But look, I like Walmart to sort of, this is a 20-minute here. Make it a little bit wider. This is the kind of areas that I think we can get back down to. We almost got there as well. This is between 48 and 49, so 148, 149. I believe if we can get to like 147, 75-ish, right around here, we can sort of buy that and then hold out for 147. So I'm going to wait for a dip down to 147.50, even 148 is fine, and then give it that dollar worth of room to the downside. So I like Walmart on a pullback. They didn't love the number. When you're priced to perfection in this environment and you're Walmart, you got to come out firing and beat like crazy. I do like the fact that they had better e-commerce sales. I think that's huge. Here goes Tesla. We'll take more at 462.50, guys. 250 winner to start the day.
Yeah, we saw Pfizer on that list there as well. Number one, in fact, on the buy side. Pfizer down on the morning. The only real headline for Pfizer, obviously, they had the vaccine news last week, but they've rolled out a trial as far as the delivery is concerned in the U.S. They're trying to figure out the best way to get the vaccine out to where it needs to be. So that was really the only headline for Pfizer today. Let's talk about Tesla. Sean, you were just looking at it. They're already moving to the upside. Yeah, $40 billion worth of Tesla going to be added to the S&P 500 December 21st. Already rumors, as Neil was mentioning, about possibly having to do it in 2 shots. So we'll update that as the date comes further or closer to being enacted. But this is going to be, the biggest ever. I mean, how else do you say it?
You don't say it any other way other than, I mean, we'll see what they wind up doing. I've been pounding the table there. Matt knows that. We've all been talking about Tesla. I've been saying it's going to go back to all-time highs, which still needs to get to 540 to get to all-time highs, pre-adjusted split, of course. And here we go, guys. 462.50. That's the high there. We put an order to see if we can get out and then go long off that number as well. We're already up that 13%. I think that's pretty good. Here we come. We're fading back in a little bit here now. So as the EV space goes, man, Tesla's the biggest and baddest of them all, but you do have to watch out. We are a little bit overheated here today. There's a lot of people that long yesterday, like you're long at 410, you wake up at 460, you may start to count some of those chickens, right? We're so high up here. Look at the daily chart on Tesla. And, again, this is a pre-adjusted, so let me just move this a little bit bigger here. So we're all the way back. I mean, these are the levels that we've already gotten to once before. 466, basically top. That's already been hit before fading back down. So today we'll see if we can take that out again. It's 467. So 467 is the ultimate break here on Tesla to go long, and we'll wait for that to happen. But I'm going to go 462.50 if that happens, and then get out of this long. Someone just asked me via Twitter there where to get out, and I said, if basically just put a stop in. If it breaks this 458, you can get out. Otherwise, you can watch it go to the high, and we'll see if it takes out this 467.
Yeah, because it has some room to come back in. I saw some articles that were talking and comparing this to Yahoo. When Yahoo was added, it was like 7 or 8 days that it traded up in a row to go 64%. But this Tesla's had a bigger run going into it, and it's over a month until it happens. So I think that is going to differentiate just a little bit. So I don't love that comparison. That's why there could be some dip buys, and for me, that has to break this 478. I'm looking at 450. If we do get anything in that range and any sideways action, that's where I'd go long. I was kind of hoping we'd get a bit of a reversal so that we can play inside of a range. That has happened, as Sean said. The turn there was 462.50, and then the bottom here is at 458. So that does now give an opening break type of trade to Tesla.
Just seeing a headline there on Roku, guys. Not much of a reaction for Roku, but we are, I guess, above kind of yesterday's high here in this 233, 234 area. They're launching a limited edition $17 Roku streaming device. Sean, you want to look at Roku?
I'll take that too for $17. Why the hell not? I got the Amazon Fire Stick for something like that on Prime Day a couple years ago, and it's been good. That might get me into Roku right there. So I do need something for the downstairs TV. 233, 235, only 11,000 shares. I love that news. Obviously, the more affordable they make it, the better it's going to be for them. Here's Roku. Let's pull it back out again. This is the daily chart. It's just been hot fire. Rob's talked about trading that. He remembers this in the hundreds down here, $80, $90, something like that, up to 240. We have this little level right here that we're trying to take out here, 237. If I can zoom in, I think we're going to get that today off that news alone. This is this 237. We touched it on the 12th. We touched it again on Friday the 13th. And we may get that again. So 237 break. We're going on a long ride with Roku today.
Neil, you want to have a look at that?
No, I mean, Sean already said the level. I mean, 237 is going to stick out like a sore thumb. Double top. You got to be looking at it. And it's good that we got that news right away. That looks like a good price to me.
All right, let's go Home Depot, guys. Nice report for Home Depot. They benefited from higher demand on the home improvement front from everyone staying at home during the pandemic and doing nothing else, I guess, but improving their homes. Sales were higher, net income higher, $3.18 per share. That was up from, $3.18 per share, $2.77 billion, or $2.53 per share. a year ago in the same quarter. So same-store sales also well above estimates here. However, we're trading lower for Home Depot today.
Home Depot has spent the entire fall trading in this top range here, this 260 to 300. So, I mean, it's actually been rounding to the low end here going into earnings, selling off just a little bit. There is, they just made an acquisition, of course, buying one of their former subsidiaries, Home Depot Supply there, as Lowe's is coming at them for some of that contracting business. And I think, obviously the numbers can be good, but like Walmart, you're going to get a bit of a sell-off. That 280, which is the lower end of that range, that $40 range, that should be, in my estimation, some resistance to the upside, especially given that's where the close was. So it might be difficult on a day where the market looks weak for Home Depot to get positive in light of that close, that 280, the fact that it's a key level in that midpoint range. And you do have Lowe's coming in later on in the week, and I think there might be some trepidation with Home Depot going into that number. So I'm just looking to fade off at 280. That's the only play I have in Home Depot.
Yeah, it hasn't been. Let's check out the imbalance locator here quickly just to see if we can find it. There's nothing really for me for Home Depot. Yeah, Uber, Boeing on there as well. Look, these stocks just remain the same. Here we go, Home Depot. 240,000 shares is nice for sure to start the day off. You have VWAP here at 275. You could get a 275 break, but that could happen before the market even opens now. Tesla battling back. We'll try to take that $2.50 if we can. Here's Home Depot in the morning so far, up, down, and around. The high 276. I don't think we take that out. Again, down 1.8%. Good stock, but not really moving enough for me to look at it. I actually like your Roku call a little bit better, Brendan.
All right, guys, Neil, the next one here, NIO, back to the upside this morning ahead of earnings coming up after market tonight. Neil will report. We had the Citron report back last week talking about $25 instead of the current kind of 41 to 51 range that it's been trading in. But here we go, back to the upside for NIO again.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously going to be a wild one today. I think we all expect to be trading this one rather heavily. I would anticipate that, going into the report, they might actually find a bit of a resistance at this 50 level. I mean, it's looking like it's setting up for a break. This is right here at 47.50. I mean, it's sort of, I don't want to say it's clear as day, but you're basically getting a nice double bottom on that move down from Citron. You're getting a top end, you're opening higher than the top end of the afternoon's range, holding above it in pre-market and setting up for an even level break. Well, 47.50 is a nice round number, but not an even level. That sets up for a nice little breakout trade. You can use 47 as an out. It's going to be hard to stand in the way of it. I tried shorting it, and I wouldn't oppose shorting off of a 50 level today if we get there, but certainly the first look is going to be this breakout. And in the afternoon, I might anticipate there could be a nice sell-off. In the event that we go up, I would look for like a 1 or 2 o'clock, maybe sell into the earnings at some point, some kind of a turnaround play, if it hasn't already done it.
I mean, people are going to be playing options off that 50 level, so it probably gets, I mean, if it goes, it could get to 50 today, is what I was going to say. 47.50, I've already written that down. And guys, when it's on this sheet here at the top there, 47.50, there's Tesla, there's Palantir, and there's DraftKings, and I put Roku as a question mark at the bottom because Brendan just gave that to us right here. But here's a NIO. We'll look at the locator one more time, 850,000 or so, just fluctuating back and forth. Not so much interest, like it's not getting paired off too much here, but we'll see. That'll probably pair off by the time 12 minutes comes around and we open up. It's just going back and forth right now, doing a hell of a lot of nothing, bouncing off this VWAP at 47, looking to take out 47.50, 47.40 there yesterday, just so you guys would maybe have an out that's a little more aggressive. 44.50, like we bounced off here a couple times at the bottom yesterday. So if you did get long and you wanted to give it a little bit of room to breathe, just on a day trade, remember, look, I said this last week on Palantir when it was earnings day, and we were hella long and looking for a big win on Palantir. And I said that, on earnings day, these stocks obviously are going to trade differently than how they normally trade because people are positioning. So the same thing is going to be true for NIO today. I don't actually expect it to be a crazy trade for me. I won't put a huge amount of risk on it, but if we do break that 47.50, then obviously we'll be going. But just watch out how it trades today. With earnings on board, it's going to be a shuffle. It's not going to move the way, analysts want it to. it's big players are going to come in, push the stock around a little bit, get it to the key levels so they can get those options firing off. So I would watch out for NEO here. I like the 47.50, and then like I said, if you really want to give it some room, 44.50 down here, and then I would take that as a break. And then if we break 44.50, then I would say look out below. I don't know where the bottom would come, but I don't see any negative news. Here comes Tesla. We're going to try to take off that $2 right now. If we can get it, it's right back from the dead. It goes down as low as 460. That's exactly where we got in. Now we'll see if we can get out here, 462 and change, and then take the break as well on that one. So Tesla already, hopefully, will rain down the money right now, but it's unrealized. So I realize that this could turn around on us here, Brendan.
All right, guys, another recent high flyer in the EV space. Plug Power to the downside today in a big way. Plug, last I checked, yeah, about 12%, 11.5% here in negative territory. Big share offering announced aftermarket yesterday, 38 million. I mean, this thing's gone from 14 to 24 in the span of about 2 weeks. So why not with an offering at the highs there?
Yeah, that's what happens, and it's rounding into an interesting level for us here. So you want to look at this previous 2190-ish area. It's held, a couple of times in the afternoon, in the morning, a couple of times last few sessions here, and now we're trying to break through it. There was already one breakdown at that 2190, 22 area before it bounced back to the upside. So I'm going to have to use the fresh low. I think Plug below there. I'll take a shot at selling it. Certainly, if it gets down to 20 even, that looks like a bit of a support level. So I'll have a quick shot at shorting Plug through 2075. I don't know that this is going to be one I'll be as heavy in. Already into literally 4 positions. I mentioned one from yesterday, CBAT. That just broke through some lows at 890, so I just grabbed that short. I'm sitting here in 3 shorts and one long position, LXRX, which I told you guys, that's trying to go to the upside. So I might have to back off on taking Plug, but I did like it through that new low at 2175.
Yeah, I'll go the other way. I Plug Power has just been such a huge stock and so strong lately that I don't think this offering really, it's obviously not been received too well, but it's down that 11%. It was 22.25, right? So we're right there right now, and I think that that's a good price. People buy that stock, and we go back to where we were yesterday. I don't think we go up 10% here, but I think we definitely break this 22.50, and then you got to go long when it does. So 22.50 here, break a Plug Power. We will take that long, and then you can hold it again as long as you want to, but I think $1 either way makes sense. 22.50 long, get out up here somewhere 23.50, 24 and change. So I do like that Plug Power play.
All right, guys, I want to make sure we get down to T-Mobile because I put T-Mobile on the list, but there's actually a few names that are kind of included in that same news story. Palantir also on the watch list. Jefferies out yesterday with a full year 21 outlook for them that was better than expected. There's also a couple other price target increases on Palantir today. DraftKings as well, catching a Deutsche Bank upgrade. But let's talk about T-Mobile. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's Berkshire, out after market yesterday, disclosing a whole bunch of new positions, including one in T-Mobile. Not a lot of volume here in TMUS. You can also look at Bristol Myers, AbbVie, and Merck, and even Pfizer. We saw Pfizer there on the imbalance locator, guys, on the buy side.
A lot's happening. I'm going to hit this because you just go over the stocks that I was been pumping for everybody for a while here. Palantir, we're long at 950. You do see a big little move upside here, 1.6%. We'll take it. I didn't write down anything really for here. I wrote down 1650 just because it's the high. We'll watch that. It did fade back in. We did talk a little bit here about this 1580 level. It just bounced a couple times off of 1580. So I do have some orders down to see if we could do anything there. The ultimate bottom, 1515. And then the other one, Brandon, that we talked about that hopefully you traders are long with, and we talked about this yesterday, was DKNG. Mr. Donkey Kong is in the building, up another 3% today. We stamped the buy on this one, guys. 35, 36, 37, 38. Pick your poison wherever you're long right there. So it's nice to see DraftKings upside right now, 44.40. I just think, again, I didn't write anything down other than that 44.50. We did have a higher level here. If we drop down to like a 3, let me just bring up a different chart here. If we go to a 20-minute on another platform here, I'll show it to you. This is the trade here, 45.50 all the way up here. We've been up here before. I just noticed this little, that's 44.50. So we topped out back on the 9th. 44.50. This is a 20-minute chart. And then we got as high the other day as 45.50, touching 46, and then blasting through 46.50. So I just think today on some upgrades, you can hold the bottom at 44. If you do that, then this 44.50 looks pretty cash. So we'll wait to see if DraftKings wants to break through 44.50.
Yeah, I mean, on DraftKings, I had 44.35 was the only other range. I had a 15-penny range, so nothing different to say about that name. I think it's a fantastic call and a fantastic play for today. Before we go back, Brennan, I just want to let you guys know this LXRX. LXRX. It's on the watch list of Lexicon Pharmaceuticals, Phase 3, positive results. It looked very, very strong all pre-market. It just made a break of the pre-market top. Also pulled back and supported that move. So I've added to my position here. I did take one scalp in front of 225, and I'll probably take a little bit more out there for 10 cents or so. And then on the way up to 275 is the ultimate target. But this one, it's done 20 million shares, and so far the bid is winning out on this name. So I'm not really shorting it, and 275 is that place where I think there would be a hard reversal. Below $2, I think it finds some weakness as well. But for now, long LXRX.
Yeah, very strong on that one so far. I was looking at 240 as well, a little bit higher as far as possible. Resistance. Let's bring Arun in here and we'll have a look at the overall market, check out what we need to know as far as the futures are concerned. Once again, Arun, we're kind of still chopping around in this range.
Yeah, you know, the same levels from yesterday, right? 35.95 was the bottom and 36.35 was the top. We played the range yesterday and now we're at the bottom end of the range. We did kind of breach that area. We went as low as 35.93, but that 95 is still in play, right? We got to find enough volume to actually settle in underneath. There wasn't enough on that breakdown. So I'm still leaving that 35.95 as a key area for me. Now, we are bouncing a little bit off of that, but I am still worried about the sell side pressure. So no longs just yet, but I am keeping an eye, looking for some longs. If we can get just above 36.05 and find some sort of a base in front of this 35.95, then longs are in play. And of course, if we can get a move up into the 20s, then possible shorts are in play. If we get the break below 35.95, unfortunately, the closest level that I can find is still that 36.35. So it's going to be a large risk if we get the breakdown. So again, risk profiles, figure out where you want to, how much risk you want to take. So maybe sizing down might be the way to go. But a breakdown of 35.95, I would go ahead and take the short with 36.35 as the stop on that. Unfortunately, that is a big stop, but that is the only available stop that I can see.
Great stuff. Thanks, Arun. We'll check in again tomorrow morning before the open. Let's talk about, so there's a couple of little ones to get through this morning. This Mogo, we're trading this one back last week when it had a big pop up to $283. Vancouver company, a little Canadian content, picking up a mobile payment processor company. Smaller one that's private. So that was the news today, all the way up to 265, 230 to 240. If you go back out to the daily range, is a little bit of congestion on MOGO, guys.
I actually have MOGO here, same position, well, around the same level. 225 is going to be my quick out before the open. LXRX really starting to get going here. I have taken some more profits, so we'll line this one up. We'll try to knock it out for you here. Brennan mentioned 240. I mean, I was going to get out already on the way, all the way up. 275, I like as a turnaround point. This one looks like it's juiced up and rearing to go. There is one other name from our watch list, CTIB. I'm not going to pronounce the name, its actual name correctly here, so I'm not even going to bother trying. You guys can find it. This is a low float Chinese name. Basically, and you know, it's some film operating company, but there's no news on it, so fading this play. Consolidated a little bit lower. I tried to buy in front of an iceberg here at 250, but when that failed, I eventually shorted in front of that 250 level. I faded into it, got a 10 to 15 cent area win, where I'm taking some shares off going into the open. If it gets down to like 220 this pre-market, I'll take a few more shares off, and then if it gets down to $2, that'd be the ultimate target. So no hard news here, just playing the fade trade on this name. So CTIB already a winner to the south side. Looks like LXRX ran into some resistance at 233 there, so I only have about a quarter of the position out for now.
Okay, Neo looking at tops right now, already up that 4%. So 47.50 already coming into play. We could check the imbalance locator one more time for you as we only have a minute and a half left. There's the big bad boy there, Palantir, Neo all the way up. No idea what PIP is. GE, CVS, obviously on some. We can look at CVS on the Amazon news that Amazon's going to just be crushing everybody now in the pharmacy space. So watch out for that one. CVS 67.50 looking pretty weak here. I do think that we could break through on CVS to the downside. This is not good news whenever Amazon comes in and tries to eat your lunch. So CVS a big move off of election, and then back. We could be back into this area pretty soon here, 64 and change. range. Watch out for a CVS break, I believe, 67.50. Pretty good for that one. We only have 45 seconds to go. Neo ready, Palantir ready, Donkey Kong ready, Plug Power ready. Let's check out Plug quickly here as well. We're going to watch out for this level. 22.50 to go on Plug Power. And then Tesla, I canceled my offer. We're going to see how far this one wants to go. Either crush me at 58 or let's see if we get back to day's high. We'll go long again through 462.50.
Yeah, one other name in that space, of course, Walgreens Boots Alliance, actually a little bit weaker. It's down 9%, but trying to catch a bit of a bid here. Watching this 40.60 level it just rejected off of. If this one takes out some lows, they're under pressure from Walmart as well. It is that time to drop that bell, guys. It is Tuesday, active day today. Wow, this was Walgreens again making another move downside. But 5, 4, there's Randy. Ring that bell with 2, 1, whatever that is. I have no clue what's going on. That looked like a bull. I'm going to go with it because I just got into like my 5th position here. It's a long break on NIO. So this one going upside the same time LXRX is going up. So a couple of nice winners here off of the bat. I mean, Neo's trying to settle itself. It actually broke above 48 on that 47.50 break. So not quick enough to get it. I don't know if you got up really quickly, Sean. I'm going to look to see if it can hold 47.20. That's a hard reversal so far on Neo.
Yeah. Tesla comes out as well. They've come right back down. So there's that 458 stop. So we lose on Tesla, but no real big deal there. NIO, we did take a small long. Like I said, I was waiting for a drop today into 46.70 or so back into here. So watch to see if that happens. 46.70, 46.80 with an out 46.50, guys.
I have 46.75 as level. That's splitting hairs, I think, on NIO. There was a chance to get some out here on the way to 48, but if it bounces here, I'm looking to see if I can pick some shares up on this little dip in front of that level. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get any Neo in this 47. It just bounced off 47, and I tried to take some share there. I finally got some on the way back upside here. So it did a bit of a dip buy and a breakout play on NIO for now.
Yeah, I've been dip buying this thing like crazy there. So now we're back into the money and a nice little one so far, too. We punch a Neo in the face. Let's just get some out here at 48 if we can. We're back long at 30 right now. So we haven't taken any out. Our long position's 30. We're going to wait for the downside of 46.50. So there's another average in again. We'll wait to see if we can't get upside right now as it's rocking and rolling, but that's Tesla right here. Palantir, so there we go. Sorry, that's not Tesla, that's Neo. Palantir looking to take off the top again, 46.50. Hopefully you guys were long. I didn't have anything until 46.50. This is a big one, but there goes Neo. Nice little move. It just went to 70s there, guys.
Yeah, and Tesla just broke to the downside. So, I mean, I was looking for the breakout trade. It hasn't happened. I'm going to be scouting for 50 if it does want to pull back in or give me some sideways action off that level. That's where I'm going to buy the dip on Tesla if I get an opportunity. Looks like it's trying to go right now, but that's off of like a 453 level. I also got trailed out of LXRX. It looks like they shook me on that one, but either way, it's going to be a profitable trade. I moved my stop up to 215,
yeah.
And here goes Neo finally. Here's a secondary move on Neo coming into that 48, guys. So I got 35s as the price. I'm going to take some out this time on the way up.
Guys, I'm long at 08 on Neo, a dollar winner. There it is. So Weed Batman, I don't know why I'm hitting that, but there it is. We're into the money now, even more. Now, a dollar and change winner. Oh yeah, by the way, check out our P Power right now, guys. We doubled this one up. Plug Power, bang, there it is. Another winner, punched that one in the face. Told you we like this one. Good company. Share offering was a great opportunity to buy, in my opinion. Boom! Nice little winners here, guys. Big time to start the day. Let's rock and roll.
And also I have this Mogo short, so I got to cover every single name that we have here. I talked about this. Brendan talked about it, but I let you know I had this position on the rollover. It's approaching that $2 range, so I did take some profit out already. Still have the Neo long holding 40% of it. CBAT, that broke to the upside, so reversed into a long in that as well. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
We saw Baba, guys, on the imbalance leader just before the open there. Look at JD as well. Just had a volume alert on JD.com. Big imbalance to the upside through 87.50 there. Coming back to test that high, but almost 3% for JD.com.
Look at those outs on Neo up there, 48.15 and change. We just got some out there coming to the downside. Let's just clear some of this out, man. We're out of half of our plug power to the upside as well, as that one looks like it wants to go, and we just got, we get in at 50. I took more at 60. Out 90s was the best out there as plug power looking to go and turning this day all around. So it's been a good day. Palantir, though, stops and drops. That's a pretty good one. I should.
Does it shut it down and open up shop?
Yeah, I was wondering, like, why didn't I?
You know what? It took me too long. That should have been
stop.
Instantaneous when I said that. When you know what it's all about, Sean.
Yeah, but I think it's stop, drop, shut him down, open up shop. So anyways, we'll go with some DMX later. But Palantir stops at 50 and then drops. So Palantir, we got a good level there, but we don't have any shares. Let's see now if it makes a base around 16.20. Give it to us, Bren.
Another one that reported, guys, Smile Direct Club almost made the watch list, but really wasn't doing anything in the pre-market around this 960. Big flush at the open downside there, but right back up here for SDC, guys.
I'm going to go with, came from Brandon into a winner. We go to Yeehaws. SCTIB, we talked about this rollover here at 250. I took some out in the 40 range. I just got some out, like I said, in front of 225. It breaks this on the march toward $2. Also to get you guys quickly back over to NIO. My head's going all over the place. Too many stocks at once, but making another dip. So my best out was up here at 48.17. I'm going to try it one more time off this same level, this 46.75 area. So if it breaks, eventually it's going to be a losing trade if I'm going to continuously dip by it. But so far, so good on NIO. If it breaks this level to the downside, let's watch out for the pre-market low at 46.
Yeah, I just got more loaded up there again on NIO. So, yeah, I agree with you. Let's just see. We just took some 78s there. Out. Look at these rebuys. Bang, man. We are punching this one in the face today. NIO, man, we own you today. Whether or not it goes down and breaks this 46.50 now, who cares? I'm long 46.80 right now. So I'll take a 30-cent hit if it does break. But right now, we've reloaded and reloaded pretty sweetly as well. Palantir, guys, what a long that was, guys. Look at this long on Palantir. You want to talk about owning something? We just took that at 26. It's up to 50, and we take that out. That's a banger right there for Palantir. What up, B?
Great look there. Yeah, what a pullback on Palantir. Ride as well, giving you a pullback here right now to 22, guys. We had a big move yesterday to recent highs for this one. Lordstown, if you remember, they said they have 50,000 now pre-orders for their new vehicle, guys.
Oh, Lord.
Just going to get you guys to Walgreens Boots Alliance. I'm out of Neo. It just broke that 75, so it looks like it is head towards 46.
Yep.
The last dip buy, I'll just take it off there. Walgreens, it did have that sell-off into the open, but here's the test at 40.60. Talking about this level right before the open, failed break once. If it goes again, I'm looking for a gap fill on Walgreens. It just has come so far. It's found a little bit of a bottom here. Of course, Amazon, there's no getting around it. Amazon is huge competition for them, but down 9%. Let's see if we can't get a bit of a gap fill. We have a level to work off of now, 40.60 on Walgreens.
Okay, and I'm just getting some orders ready to get out of some plug power here. And again, you know, everything just ran up like crazy for us off the open. That's why you see me hitting keys, man. Like I scalp. That's what we do here. We scalp like crazy. So when I get into these positions and able to take these out for profits, that's why you're going to see, I already have 42 fills today, right? So this is going to come out breaking through VWAP 22.35. Other than that, man, the only thing we have on is Palantir. And let's just take that out because we're long here at 27. Look at these outs. So that was absolutely destroyed. So a good little trade there for us. Now it's coming back in, but we only have 10%, 20%, sorry, left on this one. So a good little trade there. I wasn't even expecting that kind of a move. Let's just see if Plug Power wants to keep it going. Let's check back in on Tesla quickly. 452. Neil mentioned that break already happening there. So we are in and out. We stared $2 in the face and didn't take it. Silly us right now. Bottom looks like 450. That might be a good spot. What up, B?
Another one getting crushed here significantly on the Amazon news, similar to CVS. This is Good RX, GDRX down 18%. Same story. Amazon getting into their space as well, guys.
Yeah, and you'd mentioned there, I was talking about Tesla at that 30 level, guys. So, sorry, 50 level, I should say. And Sean mentioned it did just bounce off there. I'm catching it on the way back up. I paid up to 43. Again, this is not a step in front of level. This is a bounce off of a type of play. I would have added one more time if I could, but I just never got that opportunity yet. Now, obviously, Sean mentioned 458 because 458 to 462 was that opening range we're looking for a break. So if I get any retest in there, I will definitely take profit in front of 458. But it's 450, which is my stop. That's the level. If it breaks it, I'll just take the $3 hit and look for a re-entry into Tesla.
Okay, we're also now into CVS. I loved this stock below the day's low down here, 67 and change. So now that it's all the way up here, I'm not really sure why it's bounced back high side, but I'm just going to play it off this high of the day, 68.65, and then I'm not going to use this wick, but I'm going to use 68.75 as an out. We do have a decent amount of shares here, so we're going to wait to see on that one. Palantir comes out there as well, so a nice little out there at 40. We'll wait to see, and then Plug Power does break the bottom again, and we get out at the very bottom, of course, once it breaks through VWAP there, and we get out. So that looks like a bad out right now for us, but that's fine. We didn't have too many shares left. Plug Power hour still a winner. And here goes CVS now, guys. We're short at 45, and it's only 12 cents in the money, but 15 cents. We'll take a little bit out now and see if we can't retest this view up, which is 68 even.
Absolute guarantee that one of us is going to win, one of us is going to lose, because I just got into that Walgreens. It's trying to break and fill the gap in here. If it can hold 40, I like it. When you get a gap fill like this, even if it goes halfway to this 42 mark, if I can get like $1 to $1.50 on most of this target, and then only look at about a 50 cent to 60 cent worth risk, I'll be all over it. Got to go to Tesla here for you guys. I talked about it dipping at 450. It's having some trouble. Let's zoom in here so you can see a little better. It's having some trouble holding up between this 53 to 55 range. I need a break of 55 to get me to some profit taking above that price into that 57 to 58 area. I would add one time in front of 450, but I already gave one bounce at 450.75. If it breaks it, I'll just be out of the long in Tesla. I love the dip buy here. We're in the money. Now a couple of dollars, but I want a little more than this. Brennan, what's up?
First of the clean energy or renewable energy names to pop up here on a volume scanner, OPTT. Ocean Power back to the upside here. $2 needs to go, though. A little bit of resistance here on the daily chart for OPTT, guys.
Okay, we're into Palantir, but look at CVS, guys. Good idea, Sean, on CVS on the short side. We took that and bang, we just get hit at 05s. Yes, we did, guys. So big time short here, big time position. I told you we put on some risk using the day's high. Look, our day's high, guys, was 20 cents out. Bang, 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 bang to the downside. Break 68, baby. Let's go to the downside here. CVS, my biggest winner right now today. So that was a good idea. 67.50, 67.90. Here we go, 50 cents in the money on this one. We also did get into Palantir, 52s now is the long on the 50 break. So we'll see about getting some out there. It is some out right there at 56. So yeah, so far today, guys, disco kind of day, 58. Let's go Palantir and let's go CVS.
You say 58, and it's a funny thing you say it. I'm going to go with a backflip if I can here. Tesla to 458. So sitting in a $5 when I did take some off and view up. It was looking like it was going to start to turn here at 56. So I went ahead and took $3 worth of profit. I now want to see it enter this 58 to 462.50 range. If it gets in, I'll maybe have a trail at the bottom end of that range and then see how far we can let this one ride. I still like that 462.50 for potential breakout trade. So let's see what happens when it gets there. Already a nice winner here on Tesla. It wasn't exactly at 450, but it was pretty darn close for that turn. And when you're looking for the turn, you wait for it, you hammer it, see if you can't get a nice win here on Tesla. I want this continuation.
Guys, I got to post this up. Look at this CVS trade to the downside, 60. I mean, look, this is what happens when you believe in something. You average in 3 times. Not even averaging in, averaging down with the trade. In, punch it short again. Bang, 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 bang. Still going down, guys. 85 cents in the money here on a big boy, CVS to the downside. You want to mess with Amazon, you got a problem. Look at this one, guys. It's not their fault. You know, they're innocent in all this, but oh well, you stand in the railroad and you get railroaded. Look at this. Long here, Palantir. Long again. Out. Palantir for the win again, guys, today. Big time trades happening all over the place. B, what up?
Another one to look at, guys. Li Auto, we saw Tesla there starting to bounce a little bit back to the upside. So is this one. Held 36.5 there, which was a little bit of a level from yesterday. Li Auto also 4+%, guys.
All right.
And just going to get you guys updated on Tesla. We did just break into the top end of this range, guys. So talking about that 462.50, I'm going to go ahead and take it off in front of it. That'll be a nice, almost $10 win. So we'll look at, we'll check the math out later. It's about $8.50 to $9 on that Tesla bottom pick. We still like that 462.50, but in the event that this runs into some resistance here, I want the chance to dip by at that 58 range, somewhere to the downside there. So we got the breakout still to play on Tesla. We have a pullback to could maybe pull us back into that opening or pre-market range at 458. And you got VWAP down here, 456. All places where we can participate in a dip buy in Tesla, but a fantastic win. Moves to the top of my board here. Love that 450 bounce.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe I mentioned that and then just stared at it. Good thing you took it. CVS 760 there. We're busy frying other names here, including Palantir. What a great long that was. What a great long that was as well. Let's check out NIO again. We were into that early. Still positive on it today. The only negative stock, Tesla, for me today because we took it in the pre and I should have got out for that $2, but that's okay. NIO in. Look at that bad out. Not bad out, but we did get out there. It has ripped back upside right now. So NIO trying to get its little wings under it as it has earnings. Look at Palantir, still now to the high of the day, looking to break out all-time highs. Who's long with me? Give me a hell yeah as we line those up at $9.50 there, you know, in Palantir a long time ago. CVS, 69 cents in the money. This is going as well. What I wanted to look at again was that NEO, though, because I think we're missing a little bit of opportunity here to possibly go long again on this 47.40 break. So let's watch out for that 47.40 right here. We break that. We're going to go long one more time on NEO.
I want to get you to one of these small cap names. I took some profit on this Mogo, but it does bounce up towards that 225, which was my stop. Have to watch out for this. If it breaks this level here, I'm just going to walk away from it, look for another re-entry point, hopefully off of like a 240 or 250 area. I mean, the first level is going to be 235, 240, but I'm taking this off. I think if it comes down to 2, got to take some more profit down there and then hold half for a potential break. Either way, it feels like this name is relatively strong. And that other one that we talked about, LXRX, this came back in. This is my trail stop right here. I wanted to make sure it was break even. Now it's below $2, and it feels like it could be a sell. So it was strong. We called the break on that one. I had a couple of long positions. They all worked out, and then a break even at the end. If we're going to have a consolidation down below VWAP, I'm looking at 2 to about this 210 to 215 support area. That's where I'd be short in front of on LXRX. It was a good long. Now we're thinking shorts.
Check out the damage at the bottom, and 80 cents in the money CVS, 26 cents now as Palantir continues to make moves to the high side on that one. NASDAQ coming down here, so you got to watch out for what's going to happen. We could break here 11, the bottom of the day, 11,980. What up, Beep?
Fisker, guys, some relative weakness. We saw the rest of the space kind of moving higher. This one to the downside today, 3.5%. They confirmed yesterday that Magna here in Toronto will construct a new Ocean SUV that our main man Randy is very excited about, even talking about possibly picking one up, guys. So FSR, a little bit weak today.
Well, if Randy's going to buy one. No, I mean, all kidding aside. I want to go back to CTIB. I will go with, I don't really know. Let's just go with some Superman action for this one.
Hero.
Basically going almost perfect to plan with this small exception here. It bounced off of 215. Obviously on the way to $2, I would have liked to take some profit off, and I should have had some bids down there. So I had to take some out at 225. Either way, you can catch like 10% of a move here, which is most of my outs, at least for the time being. You got to go ahead and make sure you take that. I took the break on Walgreens. It did fail, so I do have a negative stock, and it's going to be Walgreens for now. But watch out for CTIB. I'm looking to reload. This is a heavy bounce off of 215. I am looking to reload this one around 240 to 250. Original entry is here at 255, so I would be shorting it at a lower price than I had before, but I don't mind that as long as the trend holds on CTIB.
I have to apologize to my main man, Rob, because he asked me at $15. He said, so Palantir is your call now. And I said, well, it was my call at 9. I don't know about at 15. But here we are at 17. So we just took some out. I did take some out the other day at 15.20. You guys know about that one. Now we're up to 17. Bang, bang, bang. Just big-time trading happening in Palantir. And you want big-time trading. What about CVS? Now down near the day's low on this name. So, yeah, this is still making moves. 67.50. Watch out, man. NASDAQ now cracking as well. So NASDAQ now red. If you check out the ES, that is now red. We did talk about buying some SPXU. We'll check out that. That's the fade play there in the S&P. There it is. There's the S&P down 0.88%. Give it to us, Bren.
The headline on Roku, guys, very late before the open there. It was up more than this, now up 1%, but did give you a move there through 235 up to 239 off the open, but right back down for Roku, guys.
Oh, 239. I wrote down a question mark. It was 237 was the levels that, doesn't matter, I just wrote down a question mark, that we were looking at. But look at these other levels here, guys, that we had there. Palantir, 1650, NEO, 4750. We're going to try that again. And there's those Tesla tops that we had on there. Let's check out DraftKings, what that's doing. Go Palantir, man. Now we're going to break through $17 soon. Hells to the yeah. The double longs there in Palantir just paying off dividends right now. And then CVS, we tried to get some out at 60 there on that move down in the ES. Now it's coming back to the upside. We're very, very light on CVS, but that's been a big trade. Should have took some more out at the bottom. Oh, well, can't get perfect all the time.
Yeah, going to have to go back over to the CTIB. I just talked about this off of 250, so it did make a nice little turnaround. You see these reloads here. They look like they're going to be okay, but I'm moving a stop into 250. I'm not going to give it back up to this 265, guys. That's a bit of a move on volume, so I want to make sure I'm taking profit both in front of 225 and tightening the stop up just in case this wants to go parabolic on me. I don't want to get caught spot. It's already been a good one today. Let's not throw away those profits that we've made in other names, well, including this one as well. To go back to Tesla very, very quickly here, guys. It is trying to pull back in. It broke hard down to 455 through VWAP, so there wasn't a hold that I was looking for at VWAP. Now it's trying to do that. If we can get any kind of a bid that steps up here, I got the level 2 open here. I'm looking to buy in front of this 457. It's trying to hold for the time being, and I still like that breakout trade, and we will be taking that if it breaks 462.50, but it just can't seem to sustain a bid. So no dip buy yet. We've already pulled it off once. I am looking for a re-entry point. If it has to be in front of 450 again, then so be it. Brendan, what's up?
We were talking about Blink charging a little bit throughout the morning yesterday. This thing had quite the move late in the afternoon. This was about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Went from 11 all the way up to 12.5, but straight downside this morning. Rejected up there at 13 for Blink charging, guys.
Oh, hells to the yeah. As Palantir, talk about a stock that we've been trading for a very, very long time. Here goes Palantir to the upside, 1707. We're still long 52s. We're long down here as well. Push Palantir, baby. You get those government contracts. You just keep going long side on this one. Like this one, so now I've got you, Kevin O'Leary. You're going to see, we're going to buy a watch. Palantir ripping to the upside right now, 17.15 right now, and still making moves, man. This has been definitely a backflip kind of day for me here on Palantir. And I talked about loving this stock for a while, 16.50. We gave that to you in the pre-market, and there it is again, man. Big, big day here for yours truly on PLTR.
I got to go back to LXRX, guys. I'm trying to get into this one. I'm chasing it. I was able to get back into CTIB. Talked about this below $2 being a bit of a short. I did cover the long, unfortunately. Now looking at lower consolidation, just to show you guys where the actual break might be further to the downside. 175 could turn into support. So with any luck, we get a bounce and we're able to short back into that $2 range. CTIB is trying to hold up. And as I said, I've moved my target on this one. My stop to 250. It does feel like it's getting a little bit stronger and a little bit heated. I'm not to the point where I'm going long just yet in CTIB, if my chart will load, unfortunately. But if 250 does break, I will cover my short and then reassess that position. Mogo is looking fine. That rolled back over, so back in the money on that name. The concern now is CTIB showing a little bit of strength. Tesla's still battling here, not doing the buy yet. It's either going to have to break back up above VWAP, or I'm going to get a test at that 450 again that we took earlier on in the session. Sean, cover my charts are frozen here.
All right, we're just tweeting this out here. Some big-time moves here on Palantir. Long, sub-10, most of you hopefully are. And then we'll watch that, just keep going upside. I'm going to get out more of this as we go. So Palantir still big-time wins for us here. Well, for me anyways, for today. It's been a good day, man. To say that would be wrong because there's Palantir, 61 cents. Here's CVS. We did get some out CVS there, 87. We now hold like 10% of that position left on that short. So that's a good one. Li Auto, Plug Power. So Plug Power, we're positive on the stock for sure because we hit it like a madman up here and then lost our last 10% on the downside. But I was looking at this down here and missed it. This is the kind of consolidation on a stock that I'm positive on. I like this kind of a build up down here and then the break higher. Right now we're going to see if we retest back to 22. I don't like it until we do that though. Ford, another name that we're in as well. Guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit everything today, please, because the more the merrier. Let's check out Walmart, Neil. That one.
Guys, I want to say just watch out. 250 broke on CTIB, so I'm covering that one. But Mogo is right back at this $2 level. There was a buyer here first time. I'm buying to get out of it. Some shares here, but it's trying to make a bit of a double bottom. Mogo is looking much, much better. 225 was the stop. It failed at that price. If it tests higher, I don't like shorting into like a double bottom here. Would have to be in front of 225. And my shorts are in the mid-teens here. So either way, it's looking pretty good. Just alert to CTIB. And Tesla, finally trying to find a bid here down at 453. It's back up to 455. I think there's going to be a shot. This market is heading southbound, however. Just watching the NASDAQ roll over 12,000. That's part of Tesla's problem.
Yeah, hells to the yeah. We go perfect on the out Street Fighter. I challenge anybody to a match there in Street Fighter, but unfortunately we can't do that for a bit. Palantir 7%. Look at that out. Guys, 16, 17, 20, high of the day. Perfect. As we go. There it is. There's already 1,000 likes. Thank you so much to everybody. Watch out for NEO going to the downside right now. Yeah, it was not acting proper right here. Normally it breaks and pops. Right now it's not doing that. So I believe in a short here, NEO. Let's go short ahead of 47 and see what happens, man. Again, option time. We'll go short instead of 47. We'll start it small right now, though. What up, Beep?
Popped up yesterday a couple of times. This one, Workhorse, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner. You can see day high there, made through 2050, 2060 area, now up 5%. There's actually a couple of downgrades on Workhorse today, and price target decreases or cuts for this one, but nothing else in the way of headlines.
Yeah, and speaking of Workhorse, got to stay in the space, guys. NEO and Tesla are going to be the two plays that I'm going to prefer today. I think that goes without saying. We got the S&P news there. Tesla was trying to catch a bid. It's now testing back towards this 453. This is where we got in. I got to see a higher low here, and this is the key. If it doesn't put in a higher low, I don't think it's worth going long. You are seeing the market roll over. You're seeing NIO roll over. I have a 46 break in, and maybe I'm wrong about that being the pre-market low, but NEO getting very close to that 46 break.
Yeah, guys, I just gave you the short, against what everybody in the world thinks about NEO right now. We're short 45s there, guys. Look at this trade. Bang, short 45, goes all the way down to 46 and change. Yeah, no, that looks to be right down here, 46. Should be a good little pre-market level. We did close yesterday, guys. Let's look at that. Yesterday's close, 4 o'clock, right around here, 45.75. So we're going to wait to hold out for that one. What is this little level? 45.80. So let's put an order to get out of 46 and then see what happens around 45.80. But right now we're short. We were just 40 cents in the money. Now it's come running back. Our out's going to be 47 with an average in all the way up.
This might have gotten away from a few people because DraftKings is now reapproaching this top end, this 44.35, 44.34. I mean, 35 is just rounding up. A bit of a break. It's only about 20 or 30 cents away here. It might have a shot at it. CTIB just broke that 270 to the upside, guys. So I said this one could get a little bit dicey up and around these prices. It did just make another push. I had already gotten out accidentally long at this level, which I didn't like, but now that 270 break to the upside. I would get out of this in front of a $3 level, and obviously if it breaks down below 250, I'm covering as well. But CTIB, for now, looking relatively strong after it had that double bottom, guys.
All right, we may be wrong here on NEO. 47, so look at all these average in here. They're all light, so don't think that each one of these is 1,000 shares or anything. We're just moving a little bit light right now on NEO. Yesterday, or it was Friday, we called the short when we saw something. I mean, I would rather it be up here. Just thought we could fade this down here. Obviously, the NASDAQ coming back in isn't helping a NEO short, but our average price is 58, so we're only out. We're in the money now. So you watch out for this one. I'm going to get a little bit out here if we get to 41. Take 20 pennies there. But watch out for NEO. I still love this name, guys, to the short side. But we're not going to play it for too long. That's VWAP at 46, 46.90. We'll watch for 47 and change to break before we get out. But going to get some out in the 40s if we're lucky enough to do that.
We talked about T-Mobile. I just want to quickly come back to it. Obviously, Berkshire Hathaway, yada, yada, yada. But it's very, very light in terms of volume. However, if it does dip any further, and you're already seeing it start to come off, starting to think about this level from the afternoon, yesterday's action, like this 128 to 128.75. I mean, if it goes any further, like another $1, you might be able to pick this one up. I'm not saying at a discount, but certainly yesterday's prices before you did get this announcement. Berkshire, why not follow along? I like that dip buy if we can get it. Tesla is trying to make a bottom. It's looking like it finally wants to consolidate down here. You're now looking at 453. So if we bounce off this one more time, it's now made the higher low. If it bounces off of it, this is where I'm looking to get a bit of a long. Obviously, if it breaks at 453, all bets are off. I don't want to throw away the profit that we had on the first long. And thank you, Valeria. We're giving all the coffee.
It's a banger right there, guys. A nice little, thank you, Valeria, for the refill there. But damn it, who keeps screwing around with these wires? NEO, we just took some out, doubled out there at 40 off of a big win there. So not big, but we averaged in, so we did have a decent amount of shares with our average price being 58. So watch out for that now as NEO. Thank you, Miss V, as we're just hitting it because it's Well, we talked about hottie toddy earlier. If you know what that is, put that in the chat as well. A nice little liquor drink made with spices. I guess I just gave it away there. 46.50. Here comes near to the downside. We now are short, guys. 62s. Then we're going to take a break to take a sip of this. CVS, 50 cents in the money. Palantir, right back to 17 again. 40 cents in the money. Let's go.
Yeah, another name which is breaking towards its lows, but came back up is Li Auto. So just to keep with this space, Tesla broke. It could not hold 453, so no higher low held, no long re-entry for me. But I have the Neo break that's set to go if it does break 46, but it just bounced up, and I'm watching Li Auto try to bounce up as well, but it's not getting very far. So you can play off of VWAP here. You can play this entire range, 36 to like 36.50. I'll see if I can't get into this short as well. I'm not going to be shorting Tesla just yet because I want to try to stay long bias. So it'll have to be Neo or Li Auto as the market's coming down. The EVs are coming down. At some point, I might short Tesla, just not yet, not yet.
I mean, we are just like spin it today again, guys. Like everything, just cash, money today. The only negative stock we have is Tesla, and it was not even a big amount of shares there as we did take it in the pre-market. So we lose $2 on Tesla, but look what we're doing on everything else, man. Palantir's a monster. We've just been trading Plug Power as well. Neo, like look at this short, guys. Short, covering right now in the 40s, almost out of our Neo trade. So yeah, everything making money here. CVS back down to lows again. We'll see if we can crack through this 67.20 to the low side. I'm going to put a bid around here, 67.40. But yeah, we're at the highest spot we've been at today. Daily goal reached. Took a little bit of time here today, but it's 9:59. And whenever that happens, we often get caught with our pants down, but we're not going to today. We're going to keep on trading and making that money for you. It's been a monster day, man. Congratulations to everybody that's been here with us. I hope you've had a successful day as well. Keep tweeting, keep sending messages to us. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's go. Oh,
here comes 450 Tesla. 450 just broke on Tesla. I have lead to the short side here, so let's see if it has a sympathy play. If we can catch an offer below this, I think the entire space might retrace a little bit here. We're going to get to happening now by Brennan, but this is why, showed you real time, why I was not dipping buying again, because this is going southbound in the EV space. I got Lee instead of Tesla. Let's go to Brennan. That's kind of bad time.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets. Back to the downside today. We saw a really nice start to the week on Monday, but yeah, unfortunately a little bit red here. 1% for the S&P. You can see the Dow 1.4%. NASDAQ trying to lead back to the upside. Only 0.5%, 0.3 for the 100 for the NASDAQ. But a few things, as we were saying, just starting to roll over again. 1.3% here for small caps. Big move yesterday for the Russell to the upside. So pullback expected here. In Toronto, 0.7%, 0.3 if you are joining us down in Brazil this morning. Good morning. A couple things from the watch list to have a look at still. We had DraftKings on there today, 2.3%. Big pop to the upside on Deutsche Bank. Upgrade for DraftKings. Still kind of holding 44 down to 43.5. So we'll see if it can hold 43.5, get back above 44. We'll see what happens with DraftKings. Walmart, the other one, yeah. Earnings, kind of so-so, but big move down right at the open here, 149.5. Tested twice, ended up holding. Nice little bounce there for Walmart, back to 152. Last one here, AbbVie, included in that Berkshire note as well. This one also not really doing anything, 99, 100 the top. So a dollar range. This is kind of 150. Tested it twice there in the aftermarket following the news. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, I love AbbVie. AbbVie is one of the ones that I'm invested in. And again, a big dividend. Botox, I forget who they bought. They bought that big Botox maker last year, which is when I was already in it. I'm in it for the div. I think that's what's amazing on this one. $66 all the way back up. Look at this run from 80. Should have averaged in. Oh, well, we can't get all the winners for you. But look at Neil. This is now $1 in the money. So big time win right now for NIO. I talked about, I didn't like the price action upside on NEO. We talked about that. I said right in here was almost a better short, but average. We just took all of these trades and now we're going to the downside. Let's reward ourselves by getting some off, but a big trade here. Look at what I have on. CVS, 53 cents. Hertz, I don't know, small. I've been in and out of this one. It's pink sheets, not doing anything. NEO, $1 in the money, and Palantir back to 17, baby. This is how we roll.
Yeah, I'm going to get to some of these in a quick second here. Mogo, Li Auto is in the money, but I'm eyes glued to Tesla, and I can't take my eyes off this level 2 for now. This 450 trying to hold. You have a 447.50 bottom. You got a 450 level, which just broke up twice, trying to hold a bid. If it holds a bid with any kind of confidence, I'm going to try to jump into a quick little long, but it looks like we're taking out that low. And I was about to say, I'm jump into the low break if it ever took it out. And the second I say it, I do get the 447.50 break. So I got 23s there to the south side. I'm going to give it to 450. If it goes back above that price, I'm not going to fight Tesla. But I mean, I'm short now NIO, Tesla, and Li Auto, which feels like a little bit of overkill, so I'll probably lighten the load, like scalp a little bit out of Li to make sure, and then I can just hold on to Tesla if it wants to go. I mean, I'd be surprised if we don't test 440. If 450 does hold, you got to feel like 440 comes down, and then maybe like a 425 area as an ultimate like pie in the sky target. I mean, if Tesla gets to 420, that's a screaming buy today. I mean, if it continues to go.
Okay, guys, we just tweeted this out. Look at these arrows here on this name. Great little trade there happening, obviously, on NIO. Neil just talked about that, so we don't need to go over it, but the EV space right now is pulling back in, so good trade. Good luck on Tesla. I know you've done well on that today, not me. So we'll wait to see. Hopefully, Neil can cash that. NIO still going down. CVS now 72 cents in the money. This is about where we like this stock, so I think this is worth probably taking a little bit off here on CVS. I like it still at breakthrough 67.20. I actually like that trade, so let's wait to see. Put a bid down here, 67.40. See if we can't smoke a smooth dollar here off CVS, guys. It's been a big day today. I hope you're joined and loving the show. If you're not, please hit the like and hit the subscribe if you haven't yet. Sorry, not if you're not. Don't hit the dislike. Hit the like. Guys, there it is. Smash the like. Let's go. NIO, $1.
Sean,
wow.
You got to use this one. It's about time we can actually use this where the EV runs out of power, because we've been hitting that key for long wins. In the space in the Tesla. Look, I'll take some off only because I found myself triple short Li Auto, NIO, and Tesla. So I did trim some at 445 here. I think it could go a lot further if it moves to the downside. Li Auto, I did the same thing basically, and again, just doubled outed here in front of. If I can quickly show you here, in front of this little level from the afternoon, this is 35.50. Next take profit on Li will be below a 35 break, around 34.85 or so. That'll be about $1 winner. We'll see what happens on NIO if it breaks 35 even. But again, I didn't ideally want to be short all three of these at the same time, but it just, look, it is what it is. The setups were all there. I'm going to also trim NIO to take 50 cents. That'll be the worst in terms of mine because I was late to the party. Sean was in there early, and I was still trying to think about where Tesla could bounce. That's come and gone, guys. Now it's short in all these names.
Oh, hells yeah. We are not late to this party whatsoever. NIO, $1.60 winner right now. And those of you, look, I mean, those of you that we talked about it, I mentioned before at 9:20 here, I'll put up the 20-minute chart, that we could retest this 45 level. I kind of joked about it when I said it, but wow, NIO now coming back down to that 45 level, so watch out for that. It's right here, right now. We still are hella short. You can see on the board what kind of damage we're doing today. What up, Beep?
There was actually a headline here, guys, just grabbing it for you, on Ocean Power, OPTT. They picked up a new subsea engineering contract. Just read through that, but surprisingly, there's no dollar value in that little write-up, so I'll keep digging on that one. But OPTT, big time relative volume on this one today, guys.
And I'm going to go ahead and take this one off. It's 442. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know where Tesla's going, but I just want my short, so I'll take the $5 win. I came in with a bit of a bear look on Tesla, so there's no way I'm sitting here holding for massive home run trades in this name in particular. I'm still going to hang on to the last of my Li Auto, 35.90. That's looking like it's coming back in a little bit, but like 50 cents in the money there. Tesla bouncing as well. That means NIO is also going to bounce. So it just turned negative on the session, then turned back into the positive range. I'll give this to break even on NIO. I paid down to 45.85 on that 46 break. So that was a heck of a lot of slippage on NIO to give you an indication of what it took to get into that short.
Yep. We are still just short NIO for sure, but we're also watching this Palantir as it is now back to day's high at 1720, where we got out. So this would have been a great one. This always happens at VWAP, man. I got to pay more attention to that. What up, Beep?
Another one to look at, guys. Co-Diagnostics fan favorite CODX reported earnings after market yesterday. Even with all the testing, multiple COVID-19 tests that they have still missed on their earnings report. So back down to prior ranges on the daily chart here, to say the least. We're down 12.5% for CODX, guys.
Codex, why not? And the Codex, that's a bit of a nerd term. If you have, if you watch some Superman movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. But NIO, I just moved my stop, so I do have that break even. Wanted to make sure I got that adjustment in, cover myself on the downside. But I also have to go over to this Mogo on the go-go. It broke $2. So I did take some out at 195. This is obviously the flush that we love. I love the fact that it tested up and did not stop us out. Target down here. Yesterday's close, $1.86. I'm going to get the rest out in front of that price. If it hits yesterday's close, as with most of all of these, I will be all out of this trade. But this short also working out a little bit easier and a lot less stressful in the EV space, but we've been slaying that dragon all morning long. I mean, long Tesla worked, short, all of them worked.
All right. Yeah, today we're just monstrous. We don't have anything loser side except for Tesla that we did take in the pre-market. And I am thinking about a long here at some point, obviously, in this name. Yeah, NIO, nice little bounce back. Upside there, we did take out. We have that 10% left. We're still holding that. So we did take out some right there. Now we'll wait to see on the retracement back and possible where to get short and whatnot on this name. So we're going to watch out for NIO. CVS does bounce. I was getting a little greedy there. We waited at 50. It only went to 55. I don't know why. I just didn't get out. We noticed a little bit of a bounce back here. It's now breaking through VWAP. I believe this is probably a good time to get out now of CVS. It looks like it's trying to get strong. I'm going to change it up, put it at 70 or 80 here just to get out. We are still short, guys, at 38, but it's making a move back up. Actually, I don't like this move. Let's just get out of this.
Yeah, I just covered my Liado, but we say this all the time. You get a trade that you don't want, just get out of it right away. Now, obviously, I missed the opportunity to get out at 35 here. That's on me. I was trading, as I said, 3 of these at the same time, which no moss. Maybe two. I can have Tesla and then pick NIO or Liado, but both came in around the same time, and I definitely missed out on a better out. All that said, I still had some take profits, and I accidentally reversed long on my stop order. Get out immediately. I don't want this reversing on me, even if it goes in the money. If I didn't mean to do it, you just got to take that out flat. So Liado, I am now out of it. NIO's the only one I have left, and if that breaks back above 46, I'll cover that one as well. Is it already 10:10? Wow, time to get to Brendan. He's got some upgrades and downgrades.
Yeah, a few notable names to have a look at so far today, guys. We'll have a look at upgrades over here, downgrades on that side. Yeah, the big one at the bottom there, Moderna with the downgrade today. A couple of them, in fact. Under Armour, interesting move so far. We'll have a look at that, but still negative, but trying to get back to the upside. It was upgraded. Monster Energy, KB Home, and BP. HD Supply, that was that buyout we were talking about yesterday. Inovio and Moderna, yeah, still in negative territory. I'll shift over here and have a look at the first one. Under Armour, yeah, I mentioned, was negative right off the bat. We got down to 15.5, but trying to get back upside here. Has to get above 15.75, but an upgrade, surprisingly, for Under Armour today. Inovio, yeah, this is why you leave levels on charts from way back when. These are a couple of levels I had from months ago, but it's interesting to see how this thing held this 12.20 yesterday. A little retest there, gave you a nice short opportunity off the open. I didn't trade it, but great opportunity there on INO to the downside, guys. Back over to Sean.
All right. Yep, back over to me. All right, let's get going here. We are averaging into a short on whatever this stock is here, NIO. We've averaged into that one, looking to take about 500 or so up at the top side at 56 right here. 46, watching that pop. I'm going to use this as my out if it does come up upside 46.60 or so here on NIO. So we're going to watch out for that one and just see if that's what's going to cause us to get out of this one. But I'm going to average into that. So right now our average price is 46.14. It has come all the way back. So we have noticed that. So we're going to watch out to see what exactly NIO wants to do now as our average price just keeps getting better. We're averaging in to that name. So that's a good one here. Palantir, I still like Palantir. Don't get me wrong about that one, but we are waiting for a high side break. So we're still long. I'm going to take it long again if we break above 20. Not sure that's going to happen. I don't know. This break just happened, 17.10. It only went as high as 17.15. So let's take a little bit more once it breaks 17.15 here on Palantir, guys.
And the break to the upside is sort of continuing on some of these. I got out of that NIO. It broke back above 46. So thankfully, we ran to the exits on all of these. Certainly could have been bigger winners on most. But Tesla, on the other hand, is having some trouble getting back above this 450. So if you think there's going to be a rollover in the EV space, this is actually where I entered. This was the bottom end of that little consolidation, 447 to 450. I mean, in a perfect world, things calm down. We go sideways for a couple of minutes inside of this range, and you get a break in either direction. I'm not gonna fight this thing. Either it gives me what I'm looking for, which is some consolidation at some point. I'm not gonna throw away the profits. We got a nice little bottom pick off 450. It went right into that target range. Now, Guys, if you're not getting the watch list and following along, we're talking about 458 to 462.50 all morning. We talked about 450 dip buy. You're taking profit in this range because you anticipate resistance. You can always go long again if you're an active trader. And then at some point, you can't fight the ghost here. And I could have shorted off on 450, but I wanted to be really sure that Tesla was going to flush, so I didn't do it till 447. Now this key range is back in here at 47.50 to that 50. I want to see it go sideways and maybe come back down for a bit of a flush. If it breaks up from here, that would be fine too, but I'm not going to force any trades at this time of day. I apologize that we haven't done this yet, but you will have far more time. Oh, sorry, no. Oh, we have a guest coming up here today. It is Blue Lagoon is coming through. It's a fantastic interview. What I was going to tell you guys, we're starting the show at 8:30, starting November 30th. More time to go over the watch list because on a day like today, you really need that extra preparation. This is why we made this change for you guys. That will be coming on November 30th. That is a Monday.
Okay, exactly. Good call there. I know everyone's excited about that. We averaged in again to NEO. It doesn't work. Like I said, we weren't going to go huge on this trade, but it goes right up to VWAP and then breaks it. So we are out now of NEO, and we're still keeping our profits, so that's fine. But I'm thinking now, it doesn't look like it wants to break this. So this may be a good spot to go short again here on that big aggressive move up. Let's take some more shares.
Yeah, and it just... One of the things on that downweight list was a Home Depot HD supply. Yeah, let's ignore a buyout when it's going to be on a list like that. It's not going to do anything. There's a bit of a range trade here. I mean, if for any reason this actually sold off, this is a cash deal, Home Depot, and no one is going to purchase them at a higher price. If for whatever reason this actually does dump even a little bit, like 10, 15 pennies, I will be bottom picking the dickens out of this one and market making. For now, it's rather lazy, and you're going to see 5 million shares in a tight range, but it'll be worth it on any kind of a drop. Maybe some suckers sell it a little bit early for some reason. I'd be a buyer in the mid 60s. Hasn't happened yet, but I saw it on that downweight, so I'm saying to myself, that's free money if it sells off this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good look there. You got to look at deals all the time because sometimes you get some whacked out prices and you're able to market make and get in and out. So that's a good look there. We are averaged in again to NEO here. Bigger position now, 46.50. Let's take some out now. Again, I love those failed breaks when you get them. It looked like it wanted to go through VWAP there and stop. So I think this is worth of getting out of a little bit of shares here now on the downside off of that failed break. So that was a good one for NEO. We'll see if we get back here to 46 and change. I do have some orders in the 20s though to get out. We are short 49 right now on NEO, but we should probably get some out as this has been a wild ride today, guys. I don't know if the short's going to be okay. We got to check out Tesla and Li Auto for maybe some advice on that, but watch out for the NASDAQ here. Remember, it's NEO earnings today,
yes.
So this is trading a little differently than maybe it should. So NEO earnings, we're ready for those, guys. Good out right there. What up, Beep?
Another little one to have a look at, small cap world here. Phoenix Tree Holdings, which is DNK, just popping up here on a volume scanner, 30%. Yeah, this thing's very weak on a daily chart. Apparently their largest stakeholder has dissolved their position in the company and sent it back to the company itself. So DNK, it's in the real estate group, guys.
DNK, gonna add that to my list because when Brennan comes with it, it's usually hot fire. I finally got back into this LXRX. I talked about it below 2 being a short. There was a pop in here to 198, 196.98, but I can't think of what I was doing at this time. Obviously, you had those shorts going on in the EV space, which were worth the money. But now I'm finally back in here, 93s. It's the first short I've had at LXRX. It looked strong all morning, so I was taking the breakout trade for that long. That was profitable. It's to the short side. If it breaks too even, I'm out. I'm not even going to give it back to this level like 207, 208. Anytime I have a bit of a bullish look on a stock, and it makes a base at any kind of support that was there in the pre-market, I'm going to shy away from having deep stops and losing too much money on the short. So it's a relatively tight stop, but it's 66 million in volume, and risking 10 cents is fine. I think if it breaks even towards this low at 175, it'll be worth it. And if that breaks, fantastic, because 129 is where LXRX did close yesterday. No break up in Tesla. It tried to get to the top end of that range, 450. Didn't happen. Now it's testing the bottom again.
Okay, and yeah, what a good out there on NEO. I apologize if it's hard to see here, all of these outs, 46.20. It didn't break 25. It did temporarily, and we smoked it out once that happened. So good little out there on that, made the money back a little bit there. So happy with it. We're still gonna play off of this high, 46.75 right here. That breaks, then we're gonna get out. But I'm looking to average in more here at this VWAP. So let's wait to see if we can't get a little bit better position here on NEO price-wise. I do have some bids down here, 46. If that happens, that's great. But I have a feeling this is going to take off the top. So we'll average into that spot, and then we'll go long on a break of NEO right there. If it does break 46.75, I am going to go long and just think that sentiment has changed here on this stock. We still are up that 2%, guys.
John, you wouldn't happen to know where what's going on in GBTC right now, particularly? Riot!
Nothing.
17% starting to run to the upside. No, candidly speaking, every time I try to trade primarily in Riot, it just feels like it's never worth it for me. And I fought this one before for short retracement trades. I just don't feel like jumping in front of this sword, but just want everyone to make sure they can see what's going on over in Riot. A big time breakout here at 4:30. And unfortunately, I apologize, my daily chart having some issues for me today. So it once again has crashed here. So maybe we'll get some news what's going on. I'm sure Bitcoin, it was at 17. I don't know where
it's 17, it's not moving, but it is 17,000. Okay. So, I mean, maybe there is some levels there. I haven't made very many trades on GBTC today. But, okay, NEO right now, we're taking this out on these dips, man. We're short here at 50. We'll see if we can hold it. I told you where some of our bids are on this one, so we'll see if we can't get that as well. Palantir, we took some 15s. We got out some 19s. That may sound silly. Or are we long at 16? That may sound silly, but we'll take 3 or 4 pennies here because we are going to take it if it does break the top. And again, it depends on the share size that you're trading. All we're trying to do is add to the highs here on some of these stocks. So we're going to wait to see. It's having some problems here at 20, as you can tell. So that's Palantir. There it goes. 2021s. Now we got 25s. We are back long Palantir right now. We just took a long 23 again there. So average price 22. Let's see what we can do. Go Palantir. Oh yeah, baby. There it is.
As I saw Tesla rounding back down towards the low, I went over to NEO, which was right at VWAP. So ran into a short here, 39s. You're getting some lower highs be put in, and if it takes out this previous bottom, that was that 46 area that we're looking at in the pre-market, I think we'll start to think about another push towards that low a day. The good thing about this trade is I can give it to like this 75 area, I can give it to VWAP, or I can give it to 46.60. Lots of places to get out, but I think a 46 break would look rather tasty for this NEO short. It's starting to consolidate below VWAP. You just had another breakdown at 12,000. Tesla's trying to break back down below 445, so a lot of things coming together for a potential move to the downside, and I just love the risk to reward. You're looking at like 30 to 50 cents worth of risk. Take possibly double that on NEO. Already looking like it wants to break 46 even. And my first profit taking will be, if I'm risking 30, take 30.
All right, just telling the wife that we could. She wants to get, like, let me show you this. She wants to get these chairs for our basement right here. So, I mean, they're hanging.
What is that?
They're hanging from the ceiling.
Ain't no chair.
Oh, you got those, Randy. They like them? Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll get these. I just told her that we just gotta make sure we anchor them into the ceiling, into the beams. So okay, there you go. Randy has them, my love. So you can check that out. If Randy has them, they must be good. NEO right now, guys. What a great short this was. Reload short. Look where we just got out. 04. What a great trade that is. I can't wait to come back and show you the end result of this one. But right now we got BWIC at the big screen. Let's go.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll go back to small cap world. Pretty sleepy kind of morning in small cap world, but a couple of things to look at. LXRX, it was setting up in the pre-market to be very exciting, but look at the volume. Already dying off on this LXRX. Go out to the daily chart, 230 to 250. If you go back a while back, months and months back, there's a really clear area around 230 to 250. So I just marked that off right away. So 230 up to 250, turned on a dime at 230. We're down at 180, just kind of hanging out here. This thing was trading at 130, 120 yesterday. So potentially a long way to go still for LXRX. MOGO 125 was initial support on the way down, kind of bounced off that, turned into resistance. So I was using 125 there, had the ad in front of that down to 190. So we'll see what happens with MOGO, another one. Was setting up to be pretty exciting, but not really doing anything. This one as well, CTIB, not really doing anything. Gave you an early short through 260 or in front of 260 down to 210. We did retake 260 here, so it needs to hold above. If not, I may get back into CTIB. Again, another one. Not really doing a heck of a lot, guys. Back over to you.
Not doing a lot, you say. Thank you for everybody watching right now. Over 6,000 viewers. We're really super happy with that. Get more, though, because we want more. And look at Palantir. You want more, you got more. Palantir up now to 1740. Like, I mean, again, you know, I say hide your wife, hide your kids, but if your kids are around, Bring them. Let's show them. Let's tell them all about Palantir and about what we're doing on this stock right now. Up 10% long here, right off the open on this move back downside. Long again, 1650, guys. Long again on 1715 break. We gave that to you. Then long again at the high of the day break. And now you're up to 1750. Greg, we joked about this going to 20, my friend. Here we go. We're getting closer and closer as we go. What a great call that was for Palantir. Let's take some off, man. This has been a huge run. 20 cents in the money again. Yeah, let's do it.
450 coming back here in Tesla. So I do have a tighter stop on NIO here. I did take some profit for the first 30 pennies, but here comes the 450 level on Tesla. I don't want to be holding too far. Tesla breaks into the long trade. At the same time, literally at the same second, I get out of that NIO when it breaks 46.60. So I was looking for Tesla to hold the bottom or top end of this range here. It looks like it's trying to do so. I would definitely take some profit in front of VWAP if it comes back up. Remember this out here, 456. That was because of that 458 range. So still 458 to 462.50. If Tesla gets back there, I think there's some chop. I still have a stop order to break long at 462.50, so this will always be in stages. I have been scalping mostly, at least a little bit of this Tesla. I'll do the same thing here for the first $2 or $3.
Yeah, I think we got to do the same thing here with NIO as well, as we did go long now. So we're going to watch out to see what this wants to do to the upside here. We're long on that break, like we said. I don't know what happened, though. We got priced all the way up here, so I should have checked that order out and just to see what that was all about. But that NIO break there, not sure, but that was a good trade. On the short side, we killed it, and then we got out and now reverse long. We are getting out of our Palantir. We just talked about that, 42s. We'll wait to see what it does at 50. But right now, all eyes focused on NIO as we reverse to the long side now. And let's watch this one go to the upside. Hopefully now we can start retracing back to some of these levels, 47.20 in change as we go long now on NIO. But it's struggling to go. Like normally when it breaks levels, it goes. So we're going to wait to see here. It's trying. It's resisting right now this high side.
Yeah, and the same thing sort of happening right here at 450 on Tesla. You're just seeing a battle being waged. The bid is sort of winning out here because I wish I could have shown you in real time. We'll go to Brendan in a second, but the offer was just not being able to sustain any pullbacks, and the bid would just keep piling up. So, like I said, we'll scalp a little bit off here, $2 to $3 worth of a target here, and then once it breaks higher, 458 remains a target upside. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
I mentioned this one earlier, guys. Blink charging now back to the upside. Just broke through that $13 area on a huge volume spike. So we were negative initially, and now right back to the upside. Apparently, large options order going off there. So some equities being bought in according to that. So 10.5% now for BLNK, guys.
Yeah, we keep talking about option eligible stuff, and yeah, those sometimes that could be a good trigger. So thank you so much for that one. Let's just take a little bit more off here on Palantir. I mean, why the hell not? We're back to days high, all-time high. Scratch that off this. So I'm going to get lighter on my position as well on this stock. I may eventually regret this getting out. Remember, I'm long 956 or something in our own account, so that's a good one. Donkey Kong also today was up 3%. Let's check. It broke. I had a 44.50 order in there that should have got us long on this day break here. I don't know what happened to that, but that would have been nice as we ripped all the way to 45 and change. So DraftKings, just another winner if you're following your boy. That's a good one. We got light on JPM yesterday, like we mentioned, at 117. Yes, another one, man. We're calling these for you. If you like the show for trading, you may even like it better for investments, man. We lightened up yesterday at 117 on JP Morgan. Here goes NIO, man. Nice little long. Again, 46.80 and just making moves to the upside. Let's go.
If we talk about relative strength and weakness, you have Tesla back above 450, NIO reverse long, as Sean mentioned. Fisker, not so much. Just broke the bottom at 16 even, so file that one away. If we do get another turn in the space, you might see that one under pressure again. I do want to quickly jump back over to Home Depot on earnings. A bit of a level forming. Now, again, if the market can rebound and hold to the upside, I'd be looking for this 227. It's more like 77, 75. You can round it up if you'd like it. But a hard test and consolidation might be good for a bit of a break later on in the day. But it fell on volume. It's now holding a higher low. Home Depot was still under pressure. It was a good earnings report. Just getting sold off a little bit with some look, obviously, with everything that's going on with COVID and some of these other retail names selling off on good earnings, just following along with the crowd. I do like this 272, 77 level. Now, I just got some profit out again on Tesla, so I'll just keep hitting it because I love that animation. We'll take the $2 on Tesla and then see if we can't work the rest As I said, if we break VWAP up here, I'm much more interested in this 56 to 57 level in front of that 458. We're scalping Tesla after some bigger trades off in the morning.
Okay, Tesla's been amazing here. NIO, we reversed to the long side, and then it just bounces off 50. So, off 47 even. I don't know if you can see this, but those are some outs there, 47, 90s, 98s, 97s, and whatnot. So now we're super light on that name, and we've been lightening up on Palantir as well. Just took some out here, all at the upside, long here, and just emptied them. There it is, another empty right there at 38. So a bunch of outs right here on Palantir. So really happy with the way this day is forming out for us. You guys want to look a little bit at Bitcoin. There's not much happening. Neil mentioned GBTC. Like I said, I've really not done anything up and down and around and not doing much. That's Bitcoin right now, but it's moving, so you got to watch out for it. What's up, Brendan?
I just saw this HPQ back on volume list here, guys. Big volume spike as we broke back above day highs here for HPQ. They also reported the reaction was basically nothing. We were lower, but just went positive on the day. So we're kind of back to recent highs here for HP, guys.
Okay. We're going to forget about NIO there. We just drop it for flat. And now we'll wait to see what the next position is going to be for us on NIO right now, because we want to drop it right where we got it. Again, I just feel like this stock could be weak today. We're still up that nice percent, so it's not like it's weak at all. But just watch out here for NIO. I just wonder if it's going to be fading back through. I see Carnival Cruise, CCL, another big guy today, 1750. Break was a nice one right here. I just banged it right to the upside. It tried it once, came back down, resisted the 45. Like, this is the thing, and I'll get back to Neil now. I know he has some bangers on, but right here, 50s. Like, if you see this sort of consolidation and then the next break up, that's where you like to take that. So that's a missed opportunity there. Not missed opportunity. I mean, we can't trade everything, but CCL right now kind of doing the same thing here. You kind of have a little failed break and then now making moves to the downside. So CCL right now caught in no man's land.
Yeah, just going back over to Tesla, just went half out and half for not a flat trade, but this overall trade is going to be closer to flat. There was a hard rejection up here, and you're going to see this nice little wick. It comes back in, and then on what was a little bit more volume, a retake of 448. And like I said, I'm going to be scalping Tesla from here on in. So I'm out of this trade. The long is no longer on for me. It's going to be a slight win just because I happen to get $2 and then lose like $1.50. But either way, I call that a flat trade every step of the way. I need to go back over to a couple of slower ones that are moving in the money for me here. I talked about LXRX. It's starting to slide to the downside. I was unable to get more shares in front of 2 even. So, I got 93s and I got 90s here. 92s and 90s. So you get an average price of 91. I'm trying to get some out starting at 85, and then I'll work it all the way down to 175. If that breaks, 150 is the target. If I get a shot to reload in front of 2 even, I'll go ahead and do that. Mogo is the other one that we've been sitting in for a little bit here. It is bouncing back to the upside. So, I would just watch out. I did get what looks like it's the current bottom, 195. Obviously, I think there's some room to go. 186 as the previous close. If it gets there, I would be flat. I would give it one more shot. 225. I have not averaged into this one yet, and I don't think I would go ahead and do that, but my stop is not moving on Mogo. Brendan, what's up?
Traditionally, guys, we've been looking at both Riot Blockchain and Mara is the other one, that MARA, when it comes to anything that has to do with cryptocurrencies. When we look at equities, there's another one, Bit Digital, which is BTBT. On the NASDAQ, just popping up here. They're a Bitcoin mining company, straight up mining company, up 23% today for this BTBT. It's kind of chopping around the 650 area, but another one making moves along with some of the cryptocurrencies at this point, it would seem. About an hour to go over in Europe as far as the session over there is concerned. Valeria is watching what is happening. What's up, V?
Hey Brandon, European shares are pulling back from 8-month highs as virus restrictions hit travel stocks. EasyJet is down more than 3% as it recorded a more than €1 billion annual loss. Back to you.
Yeah, we saw some of the airlines with early weakness in North America as well, but they're all, just noted, trying to make new highs on the day, guys.
Okay, yeah, airlines, we saw Boeing yesterday. We hit that one and was super successful with Boeing. So I think we could go back to the well if we did want to do that with Boeing today. That's been a good one. But why would you do that when, honestly, like, look what Palantir's doing, man. We're just making our day, our month, or whatever the hell you want today on Palantir. It just keeps on making the moves to the right side. 1750 now, taking out all-time highs of 17 earlier today. Check out the daily chart on Palantir, man. It's just Rip City right now, and really, really happy with the way this one's performing, and I hope you guys are as well.
I want to get to this DNK. Obviously, Brendan, it came with this name. The issue is in terms of finding levels to go short, there's not too many really significant ones until we get to like 350, and then from there, I would love it if we would make a move to 550 or $6. I don't see that happening. It's already starting to slow a little bit. So those are out there, and I'm going to be using them if I get a chance. It's already made a couple of semi-hard turns. I mean, this is like this is a 10% pullback and then another 10% pullback. Neither one has been sustained just yet. So I'm staying away from the reversal short until I get either a halt or a deeper than 10% retrace, maybe something into this 2 to 220 range, which looks like it's happening right now, guys. So I am on the radar with DNK. I would much have preferred if we had stalled out at like a $350 area, but beggars can't be choosers. For now, it might just have to be this range here, 2 to 225. It's another significant pullback. The sellers might have started to win out on this name.
Okay, yeah, and that's the other thing, guys. You got to watch out. Okay, there goes Palantir. Sorry, take that back. It was all the way up to 55. It now looks like, did that just happen? I don't think that just happened. That wick down here to even 17 again. You could break down below, man, and watch out if it does that. 1692. That's a good little break spot there. I think it's worth averaging in around here if that does happen again. I don't think that was real, though. Let me just check it out on another chart platform here just to make sure to see if that did happen. It looks like maybe it did. No, it only got down as low as 24, not as low as 12. So, okay, Palantir right now just looking to make some moves back to the downside. We'll take it long again, but we're not going to let it break back down below 1690, guys. What's up, Beep?
One from the cloud space or online services space, Net Element up 17% here. They reported in the pre-market as well. Decent for Net. So we are kind of coming up to significant levels here from $9 up to about $9.20 if it gets there. Not there yet, but worth a look here for Net up 16%, guys.
And of course, I got to check to make sure we got some locates. Nothing for free on DNK here. It is leveling into that range, but going to make sure we can get them for me because I want to be able to short it. Yeah, I just got them in right now, so it is still in my range, thankfully. We say this all the time with preparation. Now, Brendan came with this symbol I don't know, I feel like 10, 15 minutes or so ago. I definitely had a chance to get it. I don't want to chase it, but I do want the opportunity to get some sideways action and do some selling in front of this range. Again, I just wanted a deeper than 10% pullback. You see it off of 250, break through 225, make a bit of a bottom here, so just a little bit past that threshold for me. I wouldn't give a short like this in this range to that high of day. I'll probably take it off in front of like 35, 40, but I will have a level 2 up just to make sure. As far as Tesla goes, I'm not done with this name just yet, but I don't want to play it in the middle. It never made a real test of that low, which I thought might be coming when it rejected that 450. So it's still range bound between 45 to 50. I don't want to play too heavily in that range. Short new position here in DNK. I got 224. I'd be willing to add to it. It would have to consolidate a little bit longer. Obviously, if it comes back to 2, I'd take some profit. And then there's an obvious pullback level from before at 185.
Still looking at NEO here, but it's not doing anything, so we'll look at something else. Riot Blockchain, that was a big mover today. Needless to say, we did talk a little bit about that one. We can watch this as we watch Bitcoin, but nothing right now. There's nothing happening. I'm actually down, or not down, I'm just basically flat on that Bitcoin today. So Riot right now, 1550, a nice move to the high side there. Check out the daily chart. I know Brendan mentioned it, but we're breaking out, and I think that's part of the key here, breaking through 1450. Like Bitcoin today from 16.5 to 17.1 or so, that's not 21%, right? So you got to watch out for these stocks. I think you could get a pullback here in Riot at some point, fading off of this 5, but we'll wait to see. I just think it's way, way overdone here, but we'll find out some more information on this one. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Yeah, not on that one, but Candy Technologies here just popping up on a volume scanner. You can see big volume spike through day highs there, up better part of 7% here. We were up around 9.5 a couple days back. So coming into those levels once again for Candy, guys.
Candy makes you dandy, but do not look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm going to start taking some profit off on this DNK now. There are some bids lining up, and when you've done 15 million in shares in terms of volume, you shouldn't care too much about like 20,000, 30,000, but these bids keep popping up on the way down. So a little more buying than I was anticipating after the first little pullback. So when I'm taking profits in front of $2, this little area, I'll just start it a little bit earlier and take a few more shares off, and I still have, if it breaks 2, I want momentum to get me out in this target range, just 185 to 2, so that's why you see I have some orders down there. Someone asked, and I apologize if we don't go over this for our new viewers enough. That's on me. You see these purple arrows? The down arrow is going to mean a sell. Purple just means a short sell. Every green up arrow, that just means I'm buying, whether it's covering a short or getting into a long position. If the arrow is red to the downside, that's going to mean I am selling out of a long position. So I hope that clarifies things for anybody that was asking that question. And if you see these lines on my chart here, these weird turquoise ones, that's just limit orders I have. I want to be able to trade something else and have my take profits all in on DNK. My stop is already ready to go in and around that 235 area. The other short that I got on here, that LXRX, it's also sliding down nicely, but I did get some out when 185 broke, so got 84s. But I'm going to slide these ones from 85 down to 75, and then I want to have half the position in case it goes down to 150. So that's the idea. My stop is still at $2 on that one.
Okay, we just took a new position here. I don't know how good it's going to be. We're only going to give this one about 10 cents, honestly, worth of room. This 44.50 was pretty key. So we're going to take a little bit of a long now on DraftKings, but it is coming back in right here. So I think it might have had its run. Like I said, DraftKings doesn't, for me, for my trading anyways, doesn't really trade great in the middle of the day, and I realize that. So we'll take another stab. Here it goes. I didn't get out there, but close. Right there, 45 is where we're going to get out, so that's very close. We'll see here on a break, but it's a light position. I do think we could retrace back up, so we'll try to make this 40, 50 cents back into the 80s, 90s here if we can, with only risking about 20 cents on the back side of this trade. So we're going to watch here for DraftKings. Again, I think we can get back into this consolidation area, but that's just like what we talked about before. Like, you get this consolidation and then you get a break right here, 44.75, and then it retests, 48. So that break right there was about 30 cents. So we could retrace that 30 cents back up. If we do that, we'll get a little bit out, but ultimately I think we can get back to 45. So that's the look there. And by the way, guys, Palantir, more days high. So Superman back in the building. We love Palantir, guys.
Just going to let you guys know, have not changed anything on DNK, except they're going to tighten up the stop. You see that bid that I was talking about? Those bids around that 2 to 210 range. We're leveling off of those levels. So it's either going to go sideways here and flush in my favor, but if it goes up, I could take a stop, which would be 15 cents worth of profit. That's not good for the risk reward, especially when you can get like a 20% move on this trade. So I am going to give it a little bit past break even, but not too much. But it is a little bit tighter just based on this little bid that I see forming. So it's still a good trade. It's still working in the money for me. Just letting you guys know what I'm watching on the off chance it doesn't work out. Brendan, what's up?
WEI, W-E-I. We were talking about this one, I want to say 2 weeks ago or so. WEI in New York here. It's a Chinese social media platform, big pop here on volume as well, through to 170. Might have been more than a couple weeks ago as this day when this thing just went absolutely crazy from $1 up to almost $10 and then came all the way back again. So WEI starting to go again, guys.
And I sit there and outline the plan in case it doesn't work, and then the next thing I know, I'm getting profit. So we get that 10% move. It needs to break $2 now on DNK, and then we'll be sitting pretty. Stop is adjusted. That's working in the money. Also still have LXRX and TO, so Mogo on the go-go. It's still working its way to the downside. I do want to quickly come back to a name from yesterday, if I can. We were shorting AMC. Now, one of the things I said to you when we finished our short, and there's a daily chart finally loading up, was if it gets back down towards this 280 area, that would be a nice little support. There was a bounce off that, obviously a few sessions ago. It is still working its way down here. It hasn't quite gotten there, but if AMC gets to 280, possibly worth a bit of a long pickup. You saw how strong the move back and pull back in was at that price, and it found nice support that could be worth a nice little scalp long in the afternoon, or maybe in the next 20 minutes or so. But either way, watching AMC at 280 for the second day in a row.
Okay, guys, I just want to make sure that you understand that coming up pretty soon, educational video. Brennan looking sharp here, improving your profits. He's trying to think about how to do that. That's one. And then also, guys, interview coming up 11:45. Blue Lagoon Resources. Find out all about this new company, see what's going on with them. Brendan will be with them at 11:45. You guys saw MindMed. You saw some of these other stocks that we've had on MindMed today. Let's just check out MindMed. When we had Kevin O'Leary on, to promote and talk about MindMed, this was 40 cents, guys. $1.30 and change. Those of you that have been with us on the show know all about MindMed, man. He came in around here and then back, in September. Now he went to the upside here. Kevin O'Leary and MindMed. So Blue Lagoon coming through as well. We are ready on the big board, though. Wow, that looks awfully red, Brendan. Sector watch.
Hey guys, yeah, back to the downside. Let's have a look at the S&P here. 0.64% overall in negative territory. We talked a little bit about the past couple of days, in fact, to the upside. So a bit of a pullback here for the overall market. There are a few names here worth mentioning in positive territory. Positive news on Pfizer, 2.7%. There's Merck as well, part of the Warren Buffett notes aftermarket yesterday, 1.6% to the upside. But overall, healthcare stocks very red on the day. BSX, CVS, CAH, all to the downside. BSX, 10% in negative territory so far today. Banks also in negative territory. Schwab here, the only one having a nice day, 1.5% higher. Everything else to the downside. You can see industrials also back to the downside today. Some of the airlines popping up 1.5 to kind of 2% in negative territory. Not huge moves, but overall this group also in the red. CTAS there, almost 3%. That was an earnings name that missed on their earnings report. Look at Norwegian here, 1.6% to the upside. And then everything else, as far as the hotels and cruise operators are concerned, back to the downside. But Norwegian standing out there as strong. Home Depot up here, 3.2%. KMX, we have Booking, we have Lowe's, we have TJX, all 2+% in negative territory. Consumer discretionary stocks very, very negative. Far corner over there, the energy group also under pressure. Big move up yesterday. We're seeing, again, same story, the pullback today. Material stocks worth mentioning there also to the downside, about 0.6% for the S&P. Guys, back over to you.
All right, DraftKings will fall in a little bit of a hole there on that one. I don't know what to do. We'll hit a cash cow because we're long it, but we took some out there, 70, and there's the breakthrough, 45, and we get out. So a small little 10-cent hit there. It's just, like I said, DraftKings now up 4% and coming back down. So we're very, very cautious about that one. I do think NEO could flush. We are short right now, playing off this 70. So we're going to play this name short, 46. We'll see if we can get into this area. I'm not going to take these out in the teens. I mean, well, we'll take one spot out now. I mean, why not? If it goes all the way down to 15, we're already short. It's already a 10-cent win right now, so we'll watch that one. And I can't keep telling you guys about Palantir, but once again, days high, man, and just Superman this one today. What a fantastic trade this has been, but we still are watching NEO to see if we get back downside here. Only giving it up to 70. We'll average in one time and then get out 75, 76 if it does break.
And just going to get you guys back to this LXRX. My next profit taking, like I said, in front of 175. It is starting to break down a little bit. And then DNK, I just threw in the chat, guys, but a bit of a bid showed up here at 220. Now, obviously, I've already taken half the position off, but I did tighten my stop up. And if it does make another push to the upside, I'll just go ahead and take it off and look for another reentry into the short. Because we have direct market access and we can actively trade, I find that I don't want to be stubborn. If I already get a nice little winner here, I don't want to turn that into a loser. I did like a 350 level as like the pie in the sky, perfect price for a reversal on this name. So if it does break higher, I want to leave myself room that I haven't burned everything and fail to miss what I think would be an even better trade. If it goes from here, great, fantastic. It'll be a nice little winner for me here on DNK. But it is retesting this 225 where my entry price is. Time to go to Brandon. He's got news for us at the desk.
Yeah, I just saw this Maxar Technologies, MAXR, big move today, 9%, just straight higher, 25.50 up to about 27.5. We're struggling here around this 27.5 area. Canaccord Genuities with an upgrade price target increase on Maxar today, guys.
All right, Maxar, good name there. We've looked at that before in Canada as well, obviously, Brendan. So good little look on that name. And we'll just want to watch right now NEO. We did put our order in to the teens here. We just did take out a little bit there, 30s. Now we're coming back to the downside. So let's wait to see one little crack down here, and I think we can get a nice little trade here on NIO. We're bidding 17. Did I get those? No, we did not. Like, why am I pick 17 there? Should have picked 21. Sometimes you play with your favorite numbers. You hear us talk about that all the time. But here we go, back to the downside. My birthday is the 17th, so that's why I put a little bid there. Like, really stupid to do that. And we stop at 21 there. So we'll watch this stock as it keeps going, guys.
Every trader's got a number like that where you're just taking profits and laying orders. Mine is 42. So like 42, 21, 63. It's just weird, and I don't know. I guess we're just like that. Every now and then you're going to see me move my head around here, and I'm going to hit this for you because we do educational content and improve your profits. Do this one thing. That's the video that's going to be coming through. But one thing you should do, and is always have a comfortable layout, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I changed my layout recently. So I have a new screen here, so I have a few more things that I can look at. However, because I have multiple screens on this side, I'm turning my head more often, and I should have thought of this before. So my neck is absolutely killing me. Do one thing over and over again. Think through any changes you make to your layout in depth. Obviously, I'm going to power through it because it is what it is. We do what we got to do around here. But that's an important thing. If you're not comfortable, you can make more keystroke errors. All those types of things can happen to you when you start messing around with your layout. So practice on it. Just be aware of the fact that you made a change. Obviously, today has been a good day. Knock on some fake wood here. But this DNK, here's the problem. And again, this is a winning trade. It's in the money for me. But you do get this consolidation, which is happening higher. These bids just keep stepping up every 5 or 10 cents or so. And look, it's chewing through them at 205, 210. There was another one at 220. If they continuously reload, I'm just not going to sit here and throw away the profit. I might have to start thinking about taking some more shares out in front of 2 even. I'm not there yet. But I always say don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You got a winning trade on. You're seeing signals that maybe it's a little bit stronger in the other direction. Sometimes taking a little bit more profit is prudent. That could be the answer here on DNK.
All right, guys, just tweeting there about what a day this has been, especially for Palantir. We're going to keep watching that one. Neo, we just take, oh, wow, big move up there in Neo. We take that short. Now we'll watch to see. We were just getting out down here. Look where this thing just rammed up to right there. This may be something on options here. Look at the futures going. The NASDAQ starting to go now as well. So we're out of Neo there. We took it out on 75 break. So we lost on that trade, but not that much because we were able to take a little bit out there. That's a big bump up there for NIO. Wondering what's going on there with that. I mean, nothing's going on with it. We already know what's going on. A lot of volume in, 100 million shares. So looking like it wanted to break there, and now here it goes to the upside. We reverse long. That's just a mathematical error. So we have a small amount of shares long on NEO right now. It looks like it did fail that break. So maybe this is another opportunity to go short here. Let's get out of our long and watch it. Again, I just think if we can get it here, this is such a better short, 47, guys.
And Martin in the chat there, 42, the answer to, well, I'll let you guys finish that one. If you know, obviously you know that I'm a bit of a nerd, so if you know that reference, great for all of you there. I do want to go back over to Home Depot just because, A, Brennan mentioned it, but two, this level here that I was watching for a breakout, obviously, it's still going to be on, but if we break through this low of day, I'll throw that out the window. So if you get a break of the low, which is right now 269.50 or just below that, I would reassess and think about another price where I would bottom pick or look for a break to the upside. So, Home Depot testing lows. I'll walk away from that breakout trade if it does take out that low.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Home Depot. We talked about why we like that name, and it seems to be true today, but it's breaking the low, so you got to watch out here. Look at NEO as well. We did get out of that long, and now it's fading back down. So we should have, I talked about that false breakout there on NEO. We should have actually believed in it and played it as such, but we did not. So we missed that. I should still be short. What's up, Brendan?
Just saw a fun fact on these two guys, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Apparently now, with this inclusion in the S&P, Tesla's Elon Musk officially worth more than Mark Zuckerberg, if anyone's keeping score, guys. But today, Tesla definitely winning. Facebook down 1%. Tesla definitely not down, guys.
All right. Yeah, Tesla's a big stock for sure, and we've been hitting that today. Neil's been hitting that for sure. But damn it, this was a mistake opportunity. We talked about it lots of times here on Neo, that when you blow out the top there and then you refuse to continue to go, that's a general good spot there for a pullback down in. I think the next time we break it, though, we'll probably go there on that. And by the way, Palantir now 18. Remember it was at 14 and I called it a double or so, but we'll wait to see. I don't know if that's going to come into play or not, but there goes Palantir. Still days high, man. 12 and change on an upgrade. Give me a break. This stock has lots of room to go.
Yeah, and let's go with spicy action, spicy meatball. Anyways, this DNK. It did break to the downside, so I know I spent a lot of time talking to you guys about sort of contingency plans for in case it goes wrong, what I was seeing some strength. And that's, look, it's easy. It's a lot easier to manage a winning trade. Think about what happens when you go wrong, what it's going to look like, and then you'll have a good plan of action to manage some of your risks. So that's what I was letting you guys know. It did slip down to 2 even. I did take some off here because, again, every 10 cents is just a bit of a bid. So if it breaks 2, the rest of this will get out in this 85 to 2 even range. Nice trade short here on DNK, but the whole way I was thinking about how I would adjust my risk and then manage it in case it went wrong on me. It looks like we are ready to go to the big screen. Brendan. Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. There's only one thing to really talk about so far today in this state of the woods, and this is going to be Bitcoin. 3.5% to the upside, or 3.75% to the upside. Ethereum following suit there as well, about 475 for Ethereum. But yeah, 17,300. Not a huge move. We've seen Bitcoin double-digit percent moves all the time, but I just want to go back out to about the beginning of October here and talk about 10,400 up to 17,400. So you're seeing the riots, the Maras, that BT that I found there as well, all moving in accordance to this, but not a huge move. I mean, 3.5%, but overall for Bitcoin, nice look there up to recent highs here, definitely for Bitcoin. Elsewhere, British pound up 0.5% again today, back to 32.5 or 132.5 for the British pound. Canadian dollars lower only just 0.13%. The euro back to the upside 0.15%. Pretty muted elsewhere. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, 2 days in a row to the downside. Australia and New Zealand also back to the downside. There was overall a little bit of US dollar strength coming back into play again today, guys. Back over to you.
You know, I'm actually going to tweet this one out, but it's just this DNK, and one of the things I'm going to do with this here is because in my gut I've been sort of going over why it feels like it could be wrong and all those buyers stepping up. This is going to be an alert for me for an afternoon long. So if it retraces, even if it goes back down to this 160 to 170, and I do get the really, really nice win here, I just feel like there might be a long trade coming up either during lunch or maybe at 1:30, 2 o'clock, whenever it might be. I would have reserved that one previously for a CBAT, but now I feel like DNK could be that one. Its volume is okay at 20 million shares, but there's just been bids all the way down here stepping in front of it and getting in my way. So we're getting in the way of this coming to the downside. I said I would go back over to Home Depot. That hasn't broken the bottom just yet. Another name which Brendan brought to you guys, which it just sort of got alert for me here, is going to be JD. Opening range top here, you can see right at 87.90. It just tested that level and fell back off, bouncing at VWAP. So a bit of a double top on the opening range forming. Now ignore the high of the day because this was just pre-market dark pool action there. So ignore that. I'm looking at 87.90 or round up to 88 on JD. Looks like it's a nice little breakout trade. The other play here is it bounced off VWAP a couple of times, so there's upside towards that high if it makes another play bouncing. But JD, Brendan mentioned it, nice setup coming.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking about getting out of this Palantir. We've been in it for a long time today, and it just made some new highs. I mean, how parabolic can this stock really continue to go on relatively no news? So we're going to wait to see if it continues to make its move up. 1790 looks like a good spot to get out of that one. Blink Power, Blink charging there. We were able to wait for that one to take off the top. It doesn't look like it wants to do that, but it may still get going there. So we are waiting for Blink to do that, and that would be 1450 here on the high side. Again, these are just playing breakouts. It's not like we're thinking that anything's going to really happen here. We're just waiting for it to come through. Neo as well made that move back to the downside. And yeah, we should still be, I mean, this would have been a huge trade. Fortunately, it does take out the top. We've got to watch it maybe for a long now. What's up, E?
We were just talking about that HPQ. Saw another little interesting headline here. They teamed up with Cobra Golf. Sean, I think you just got a new Cobra driver, if I'm not mistaken. This is about a putter, though. Apparently, HP and Cobra now using 3D printing technology to make the world's first ever 3D printed putter for golf. So interesting look there. But HPQ still going here. About to make a day high here for HPQ, guys.
All right. Yeah, I did get that. Thank you for bringing that up, Brendan. But I haven't hit it yet because we just got it, picked it up on a nice sale from Golf Town. I don't know if that's in the U.S. Or not, but it was here in Canada. Pretty expensive driver, but when it's on sale, it's good. And maybe it'll help me compete with you at some point, Brendan. And we'll see if that one can come through, though. That's a Golf Town, and that's Cobra, and 3D printing, man, makes it a little cheaper. Those drivers are not cheap, let's put it that way. So we'll wait to see if that one's gonna come through. Tesla still up that 9% and looking to maybe make a bottom here. What do you think, Neil?
I mean, I got it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm looking to see if it can hold. It's 442, and man, that happens to also be my lucky number, that 42. So if it does make a nice little strong hold, it's still sort of trending down towards that low, and there's no need to force trades. We're getting into that lunchtime-ish hour. Someone asked about solo here, so I want to make sure I jump over to it because I think a lot of people are probably watching for this 7 break. I just have the 15-minute chart up to show you here that if it breaks 7, now I'm not. If it rolls down to the downside off of this level, I do like the short. But even better is if you get a breakout that fails. I'm talking about a snap up, everyone punches long, and then snaps right back down. You catch like 675 or something. That'd be good. And even better, of course, if it tests at 8 even. But yeah, solo firmly on the radar. Anytime you see a multi-day level like this at 7 even, it's going to stand like a sore thumb. Obviously, the long has already happened. A bit of a breakout here, both at 6 and 640. Now I'm thinking about the retracement, both at this time of day and around this 7 even level, obvious level on the daily chart here, guys, or 15-minute.
All right, I'm going to put an order here near 18, man. If he wants to fill me upside on 18, then we'll do that like all day long here on Palantir. The out's going to be right around here. We did have some bunched up areas here at 56.70 or so, 17.70, right where we're at right now. And then this little area of a bottom, 17.53. Nice that it coincides with 50. So that's generally where I get out, and that's where I took out the last little bit. So we are holding 5% left. So if that can go, that's great. But I'm going to use 1750 as a spot to get out of Palantir. I really want to throw up about Neo because we did have that short, guys, up here, but then it took us out. So whatever, spilt milk, we'll worry about that after. Plug Power, we were long earlier. Got stopped out at VWAP off of a very, very, very nice trade there. So we're going to wait to see now as it's taking out new highs. I said that buy was garbage on there. Remember what they had? They had the share offering down to 22.25. That was very well received. It didn't even go too much further down past that. So that was an indication. We'll do better on a Plug Power next time, guys. We're over at the big screen, are we, guys? Brendan, what's up, Brendan?
Yeah, real quick, guys. I just want to mention Virgin Galactic here, 2.8% to the upside. Big move. If you remember yesterday, we had that big gap down. If I scroll over here, big gap down yesterday on some COVID news. But space having a nice day. Right back up, guys.
You know what? This is a bit of a frustrating one because I think we're both looking at this as going down too much yesterday. And it just felt like based off of the delays that they did have because of COVID, it was oversold. And there was an afternoon trade certainly off of that 20 even bottom. Tried a couple of times off the long, so it lost before that happened anyways. But if it sustains this move here, and I'm really talking about this 21. You talk like 21.20. We're looking at this level based off of this. If it could have consolidated there, I liked it. Now I'm going to like it if we can pull back and consolidate in front of it as well. So I'm going to still be looking at space, but probably more on a pullback and be patient with it. I feel like I was trying to catch breaks back to the upside yesterday, and I don't want to sit here thinking, man, had this look yesterday, missed out on the long twice, missed out on it this morning. I'm not chasing it. If it does want to give me this look, pulling back into this little target range here, like 21.20 to 40 range, fair enough. If it doesn't give it to me, I don't have to force the trade. Everything on right now that I have short is working for me. I'm still looking for Tesla to hold the bottom. It hasn't done it yet. It's still trending down towards that low of the day. Otherwise,
before we go to Europe, I need to quickly, guys. Datadog and Oracle announcing something right here. I punched long Datadog, not Oracle. We punched long the weaker stock there, and then bang, 87 and change all the way up. A big win for Datadog, rifling up to the top of the board there on news. But I just want to get that in there because it was a new position. Datadog long 87.31 in the money, $1 right now, and still going up. Miss V flirting with Randy. Let's go.
Hey guys, European shares are mostly in a negative territory as the virus restrictions hit travel stocks. Russia is down 0.89%. Spain is down 0.89% also. Germany is down 0.07%, and Britain is down 1.15%. EasyJet reported that its revenue fell more than 50% in the year to the end of September. Back to the traders.
All right. Did we want to possibly go? Yeah, there it is. So coming up, guys, Blue Lagoon. Brendan, did you have that Datadog news at all?
I just threw it in the chat here. It looks integration between Oracle, cloud infrastructure, and Datadog. That's all I saw, but I just went to Twitter for it. Brennan can get that definitively, but the break is on here, Sean, and you already have it, but let's look at like 91 if it could actually continue this move. And man, you're buying any dip into 86 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's not a rumor, but it's a deal. But I mean, this is a nice win, man. Already in the money, $1 on this. We took out a little bit. We're going to wait upside here around 89 just to see if that can come out. There we are. We're sitting right here in the 90s. So we'll see if that one wants to come out. But yeah, so far so good on that spot. That's for damn sure. Okay, Palantir does come out at 50. So what a big day this has been. You could see all reds and greens. Means we're just basically long everything. And there's Datadog. Hell yeah, $1.50 win right there, and we'll hit the cash register on Datadog. We'll tweet that out as well. Big time trade here. Long 87.34 out at the top. Let's go.
And Tesla finally making a muted bottom here, 442.80 or so. So looking to see if it can get some nice sideways action. Now, if it breaks back above this 445 before I can catch another dip, I'll look for it to consolidate even higher than that, and maybe before I get into a long trade. Where the problem is we're rolling over in the NASDAQ, and sort of what I don't want to see happen is, this is a 60-minute, maybe, you know what, I should throw a 15-minute so you guys can see maybe a little bit better here. So just throw you a 15-minute where we're just rolling over a little bit on the NASDAQ, and that's the only reason why I wouldn't immediately jump into this Tesla hold at 442. I don't want us cracking back to the downside and then getting wicked out when the move could be a good one. So I'm still looking for Tesla at the bottom, just hanging on to some shorts in the money, DNK, LXRX, and MOGO. But Tesla's going to likely be the next trade so long as we can hold this low, or if the futures make a nice little bounce here off of this, I guess, high-end consolidation, break out of this, I guess, morning range trade that it had for about an hour going into the open.
Okay, yeah, what a great out. I mean, look at this one. I mean, we could talk about getting perfect or not if you want to. I'm still going to challenge people in Street Fighter. Come on, where is it? There it is, perfect. What an out there, $89 right there, an out of Datadog. So let's watch to see now if we come back to whatever this level is here, 87.70, we'll get out of the rest for a 40-cent win on the back half, or the back. We have 20% left. So 20, 40, 60, 80, and now we'll hold it and get out a little bit down here, 87.70. But it's been a super, super fun day here today, catching some movements on Palantir, catching some fun times on NEO. I already have, 86 fills on this thing. So it's been a busy day for me on NEO. We initially were long, and then all of these purples are short. I know Neil did explain that, and I just did tweet out my Datadog along with the news there. My biggest miss here was we were pretty heavy on plug. We took it out, big profits today on plug, but then look at the move now, man. We were long 22.50s on this bad boy.
Just took the rest of my DNK position out here. You're going to see it just barely profitable. I mean, it's going to be that last third of the position down like 222. I was able to get out. My entry point was here at 224, right around that 225 range. It just felt like it was going to resist getting into this little target range. So it just ticked to the top end of that 185 to 2 even range. I was able to get some shares out, and it felt strong the whole way. So that's why I tightened the stop up. I'm not saying I'm going to go long here just yet, but I mean, if you come back down and bounce off a 2 even and hold that throughout lunchtime, it just feels like I might want to go there. So I'm probably going to hold off shorting until it breaks 2 even, maybe even 185, or tests the top and fails, or ideally breaks 250, runs $1, and then gives you 350. That'd be fantastic if it did that. So I'm out of DNK, at least for the time being, still holding on to the other ones there, LXRX and MOGO. As far as Tesla goes, the market is trying to hold up here. Tesla looks like it is trying to break that 445. It's definitely enough sideways action that I feel no need to rush into this trade. You're trying to bottom pick here. Even if it starts to go and I end up getting like 46 or 47, that's not the end of the world, especially if it gets to VWAP, and that's a $5 winner, even from those prices. So no need to force the action over there in Tesla. And then going back over to Home Depot, wanted to make sure we're still tracking this name. Now, obviously, it was going to be a breakout for me initially, and it still is at 270, 275. But I'll let you guys know, if it breaks the low of the day, I'll throw that one out the window. For now, I'm locked and loaded just to take a bit of a breakout style trade here, 270, 275 on the way to the opening flush, which is at 275 even. So that look is still on in Home Depot. If it breaks low of the day at any point, I will take that trade off.
Yep, Home Depot, good look there on earnings, and also Walmart earnings today as well. We definitely do not want to forget some of those plays. As we're looking still at Datadog here, watching it go to the upside is D-Dog, so we'll wait to see if that one wants to come through for us or not. But right now, still $1 in the money on Datadog. Our best out, obviously, we just talked about where that was. That was high side, so 89. I still think we can get back to that, so let's just wait to see if that is going to be true or not for Datadog. Back to the high side, hopefully coming soon on that play. We're not really doing anything else on anything else right now. I'm looking to get longer in Palantir. We talked about some areas that we like in that one as well. Downside, maybe 17 and change, but I'm not really working with anything. We'll have to take a look back maybe at Tesla soon too.
Yeah, and just want to coming back to that data, like I was looking, and I might have said it too fast there. I was looking to buy any kind of a dip, but it was certainly going to have to break this pre-market and opening range top at that's 87.50. I think I might have muttered like 86 to 87. Anything there, you got to be buying into it. It never actually gave this break, and why I like this level here is that if it takes it out, you have a lot of people with the long that might have a stop down there. So it's just pure stops triggering that might get you a push down into this range, and that's why you want to buy into it. So that hasn't happened. Data looks like it's going to be a good one for Sean. The fact that it didn't pull back deeper, certainly a good sign if you want to stay bullish on the name. I want to go back over to another name in the EV space, Li Auto. Now, obviously, it has made another reversal here, coming back to the downside. I'm going to hold off on doing anything in Li until we get to a test of this 35. Now, I still like looking at Tesla here. That's what I'm going to favor. But 35, really, really hard turn off of an even level. It also, right around where it closed in the session before, this 35.50 area. If we break this on Li Auto, I just got to feel like, you're immediately working to like $1.50 before you get any kind of a chop zone. And from there, you had a double bottom at 30. So, big level forming on Li Auto at 35. It already bounced off at once. If this goes southbound, and I'm talking Tesla doesn't hold up, breaks 440 to the downside, Li Auto at 35 has got to be on the radar. So it is for me. Just letting you guys know. We're ways away from it right now, but you got to have a plan of action. NIO came fast and swift when it fell on Friday. Li has a level that could get ugly if 35 breaks.
Yeah, and I'm still looking at this Datadog. I may up my stop here, even just to 88 flat or 88.90 there. Let's change our stop on Datadog. We'll do that right now and change it to 87. 79 or so. Again, good favorite number. So we'll change that on Datadog and get out 87.79. So oops. Did I just cancel it? Oh, man. We just put an order out there, 87.79. I still think it could take this out, but the news is out there now on Oracle, so we may have just played the momentum there. And there it is, out before VWAP, so that's a good trade there. Let's make sure that we cancel all the rest of our trades. But Datadog, good one. Pigs get slaughtered, so we're not going to hold this one all the way back.
And speaking of pigs getting slaughtered, about to test 2 even again on MOGO. You see me in this all morning long, and I was taking profit in front of 2 even. It had one break. I got 95s. I still have orders sitting here in front of my targets, that 186 to 190 area to get out. But if it fails to break again, it already dipped down once and bounced off 2. If it does it one more time, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I don't need it coming all the way back to my stop at 225. This last break here is enough to make me now trail it to about break even. I'm not going to let this turn into a loser. You can't ignore when you find buy support on some of these names. It's positive news that drives it to the upside. So yes, the retracement has been good, but ultimately if buyers step in, they are buying in the direction of the positive news. And you can't ignore something like that over in MOGO, and I'm not going to do it. I do want to remind everybody, speaking of that little education tidbit, yeah. It seems like a general topic, but it's an important one. There's a million pieces of advice that we could give, and we try to give on a day-to-day basis. This time on our Market Wisdom channel, we break it down to what one thing could you do. Each of us give one thing that you can do to improve your profitability trading. It's a wide range between the 3 of us. We each give something different, but worth a watch. Give it a listen over on our Market Wisdom page. Valeria is going to have that link in about a half an hour or so, so do tune in for that one. I think it's going to be a good one. I mentioned when you change your layout, make sure you vet that one and make sure it's going to be a good thing for you guys here. I just noticed this and this popped up for me here. NETE still pushing higher, just gapped to the upside again. So this name is still on the run. I haven't looked at it, but big time volume spike just popped up here to the upside.
Brennan.
Yeah, it was earnings on NETE there. A nice look for that one today. This one as well also reported SM, a little energy name. What a move this thing's had from $2.50. Just broke $3 on a volume spike there, straight higher. Oil up, just starting to get back to positive territory anyways. But SM, energy company, guys.
All right, it's 11:11. We do have coming up at 11:45. I know we just had that on our board there, but let's just talk about it one more time. Blue Lagoon Resources coming through. Reina Vig, President and CEO, coming through. So you want to learn more about some of these companies. We're trying to bring you companies that are in their sort of infancy, talk about them. You guys make the decision if you want to invest or not. But we've had some pretty successful ones so far on the show. Shroom and MindMed and Mendocolo, everything like that. So it's been a good one for us so far today. I'm still looking to get into a few different positions here. Palantir does come out at 50. We talked about this as being a little bit of a bottom. 30. We should have maybe waited for that and then reloaded up there. I still think that we can go short at some point. It had failed upside there. It's up 12%, or was up 12% at its high. So Palantir looking to get out of that one and go short soon. Well, we're flat. We don't have any positions on right now. We're not at our highest point today because we've lost a little bit there on DraftKings. Now, of course, now DraftKings goes high side. It does retest VWAP. We do get in and out there, but now DraftKings going again. Let's see if it takes out 45. I'm going to go long if it does take out 45 again. I'm tired of doing these little breaks on non-breaks, on DraftKings. So let's just play the momentum and see if 45 breaks. That's what we're going to go long with.
Yeah, just noting here, Tesla did break that low of the day. I didn't feel like waiting. I mean, Li Auto was right at this midpoint of consolidation, 36. I just want to see if it's a sympathy play here. I'll only give it because it's Tesla that broke, not Neo, or not Lee, sorry. But I want to give it to this 36 quarter, because if it breaks this bottom, I can certainly take profits in front of it. And that'll be a 1-to-1, and then hold it down to this 35, where I still like the short. But I mean, Tesla's approaching 440. And I feel like we're heading downside here in the NASDAQ. If we break 12,000, Tesla makes a fresh low, and I can catch Li Auto in some consolidation. Why wait for it? What I will not do is make this same mistake. I will have profit. I will have an order to take profit in front of 35. I got caught with my pants down short Tesla, Li Auto, and Neo at the same time, and missed the bottom badly here on Li when it should have been a dollar winner, and I got half of that because I didn't have a bid down at that 35. I will not make that mistake twice.
Okay, ramen. The wife wants to do ramen tonight. Okay. Yeah, price 18. I don't know. Yeah, well, yeah. Searching Life there. I'm just. You've been, a good, member of our chat, giving us some tips and looking at different stocks as well. But yeah, I know they had a price increase, but come on, that just seems crazy. I think it was Deutsche Bank. It's on our watch list. What's up, Beep?
I was just looking at that SM Energy. Here's another one. GPOR, Gulfport Energy Corporation. A couple of headlines just coming out on this. They're talking about re-upping on their financing. $90 million in debtor in possession financing looks to be secured for this one. GPOR on the NASDAQ. Big spike, little teeny tiny penny stock, but big volume, big price spike there for this one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you want to look for those volume spikes, certainly. A bit of a, just noting here, Tesla bouncing off of that 440. So it did break the low of the day. The second it bounced a little bit higher, I got my second entry point into Li Auto. So my price exactly 36. That's going to be the plan, 25 stop. I will take some profit out in front of this to get like a 25, 30 cent win on a third of it, and then work the rest of it out to 35 as long as we continue the rollover. But it is the bounce on Tesla that could be, I mean, I'm not saying it's concerning, but if we get a bounce hard off 440 and head back up towards that 447.50 price, certainly I would expect to be stopped out of Li Auto. I was looking to bottom pick Tesla. Obviously, that was going to be on if we had held the low. We haven't done it yet. But psychological 440 level, at least for the time being, has held. So I don't want to ignore completely the opportunity that could loom in going into Tesla. I gave you all of the reasons why I felt skittish about DNK and why I covered for just shy of break even. And of course, it ends up holding up. So it's still in this range. I'm staying away from this range. If you want to play it, knock yourself out, 225 down to 220, get to 10% return. It's too even that I need to see break. That's what couldn't break before. That's why I got my last bit of profit down around this too even area. If it bounces off here another time, I feel like the long could be on in this name, whether it happens at lunchtime, whether it happens a little bit later on in the day. I'm on the radar for this one breaking to the upside. And the other one that could go as well, LXRX, and ignore these wicks here, it is forming a bit of a bottom as well. This short trade was good. the long breakout was better. But if it takes out that 2 even, I am out and reversing into a long. I was only going to cover before. Now I will reverse into a long in LXRX. This is a nice consolidation and a breakout certainly forming here as well. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
I just saw JetBlue, one of the airlines, popping up here on volume scanner. Looks like their CEO is currently speaking in an interview, so you can see some volume coming into JetBlue here. He's talking about next summer, and then the Q3, Q4 of next year is when they're going to start to see any kind of strength coming back into both the market as far as airlines are concerned on the demand side and for JetBlue individually. So JBLU just popping up on a volume scanner, guys.
It's all about that. It's all about the volume at this time of day. You want to make sure you're not necessarily over trading anything. And speaking of over trading, we definitely have not done that in Candy because I haven't made a single execution. Now, we've been talking a lot about some of these pullbacks, and you see negative action in basically everything across that space. But Candy Eye holding up at least for now. If you think that, I like relative strength, and don't get me wrong, I think that's obviously going to be worthwhile, but it is getting towards this double top. I feel like we mentioned this when it came here last week at 10 even, a couple of sessions in a row forming a top on KNDI. If it breaks up here, I'm definitely going to be a seller in front of it. It's already kind of tried to make a push there and looks like it wants to at least think about rolling over. So if we do get a breakdown, I already have Liato short, that's basically flat. But if we get a breakdown below 9 even, you can throw Candy into this category as well to be able to short some of the space. I still am going to be favoring, obviously, the shorts. I know it's relatively strong. Certainly that would bode well for a 10 even break in the event that we get a bounce. For now, I'm just going to stick with the short because the market feels like it can't get its juice. Tesla continues to push towards the lows. I'm shorting Liato. I'm shorting Candy if it breaks 9. I'm shorting Candy if it runs to 10. Until this changes for me, I'm just going to stay south side. 440 just broke on Tesla. Why won't you go, Liato?
Yeah, I don't know why some of these names aren't going. So we have DraftKings going to the high side, 45. We talked about that. We're looking at Blink. I know Neil's talking about going short, or not him going short, but the market going short right now on some of these EV spaces, including Blink now making moves to the downside. We were waiting for that to break the top. No mas on that one right now. So we'll wait on that to see if that's going to happen. And then I know you just talked about electric space, but I did want to sit back down here as I refilled the coffee up again. Neo is like the arch nemesis for me today because we did have this short. I did not like what it was doing up here. We talked about that over and over again. My first short started here, 46.60. Then we averaged into those again, and then it took out the top, and we got out. What a darn bad move there. Now we come to the downside, and I do like this break again right now of Neo. It looks like this EV space definitely getting weaker and weaker, man. We're still up 1%. Don't get that twisted. So the market still likes these names, especially off of some of those price decreases there from Citron down to 25. Yeah, right. We'll be loading up the boat if that does happen. $46, $47.80, $45.80 on a short here for Neo. We'll see if we can catch that.
Pulling back in, and I said I'd wait for a dip to buy some Virgin Galactic. I tried to be patient with this one after missing out on some great trades. And look, you can make calls and think it was oversold yesterday, but you got to find trades to be able to put them on, and that was where I was lacking, certainly in Virgin. Now you're looking at this break here, pre-market range, opening range top, 21 even, bouncing a couple times off this level. I would give it to this dip, this 2090, just shy of VWAP here, so I am going to buy this dip in Virgin Galactic. We've waited for it to come back in, and I got a level that I can work off of as well, so let's see if we can't work into a position I'd like a price of around like 21.05 or closer to 21 if I can get it. I don't know if that's going to happen. I've started it here at 13s. I'm willing to add in consolidation. My stop is going to be below VWAP, as I mentioned, probably around that 2090 area. So I'm willing to give like 20, 25 pennies or so. That way, if he pushes towards the high and fails, I like the risk to reward. If it breaks through, fantastic. I want something to the long side as the market's trying to break down. I'm going to try here at space.
Yeah, so the market and the NASDAQ breaking down for sure, but look at the ES, guys, the other way. The ES, the S&P going high side, NASDAQ coming down. The NASDAQ actually, right here, Neil, now just flat. So watch out. It's going to, like Neil, like we've been saying, a little bit of a choppy market here today, needless to say, as a lot of these names just keep going back and forth and around. I guess I made a keystroke, so I got out right away. We went short Neo there, and then I got out, so if that's why you see a little bit of action there. Nothing actionable yet for me. We're still waiting for this break, 45.80. So that's where I keystroke errored that one. And again, we just get in and get out. And I wonder if it was a keystroke. Some of our stops actually trigger on some of these D prints, so we got to be a little careful about that. But I'm aware of it. So when that does happen, you got to you step around that error method and do better. So that's that. Let's check out Boeing, I guess. Boeing yesterday was a good trade for us. We were long 198. We were able to hold that. That's Neo again. Come on, charts. Let's go. Boeing. Look at this, just take it off. And yeah, pun sort of intended, but Superman can fly in his own, but you guys can't. So the 737 coming back to life. You saw it breathe a little life. Let's get off that ellipse. You saw it breathe a little life into it yesterday off the open. 193 banging up to 203. Looks like we just break that 203 high right there. I mean, look how good this trade is, Neil. Like, all of this, then consolidation here from 1045, and then we just get the break just now, guys, of this little level, 202.50. Wow.
What?
Going to the high side right now. My kid, too, over there at university, heckling me every single day about Air Canada because he was long this one, and if it loads up, I'll show you, long in the 15 area, up to 21 right now. Congratulations, my friend. There goes Neo back to the downside, though. Valeria, don't worry, you look fine. Making moves, 45.76. Let's see how low we go. 45.66. We're short Neo, guys. Brendan?
Yeah, guys, just saw Kodak reported earnings. Sure, why not? Kodak up 10% today, just popping up here on a volume scanner. Big move through 750 there. Up 10% here. Nice move right from 680 this morning in the pre-market up to 750, guys, for Kodak.
Yeah, well, Kodak, what I like to do is short it when it comes in. Obviously, that's going to be modus operandi. We did mention this, I think, very briefly, that maybe there could be a bit of a squeeze, and it tends to move to on squeezes. Then the difference between a stock buying up and the squeeze is just, if you're watching a level 2 or you're watching the tape, it's the absence of an offer. So if a stock is moving up, not because of excess buying, but because of a lack of liquidity when you're watching it on the way to the upside, usually that's what I would mean by a squeeze. It doesn't have to be a short squeeze. It can just be it's squeezing because of a lack of supply. Either way, it's starting to get towards a level that I like. It's the 760 is the first one. I would much prefer. It can be hard to see. Let me zoom in so you can see better here. Yeah, it's going to be this lower high off of 8. There was a quick little turnaround if you go back into the beginning of the month off of 820 and then try to bounce to 8 even. So I'd love for it to break, which it just did, 760, and then give me that 8 to 820 target range to jump into a short trade. So Kodak's on the radar. I'm just not playing the longs on it. Obviously to my chagrin because that's a great breakout trade, but I'm looking for 8 to 820 as a target entry for that short.
Okay, we did get some out there of Neo, the last couple outs there, 60s, and then it went back upside. So we still are short 76. So we're short rate here. I'm going to give it back to this level, 46.20, and I hope that we don't get wicked out of that one as well. But if I do, I'm going to be ready to hammer that again. Look at the bid, though. I don't like how that looks. It's almost like people are stacking this bid right there. So I'm not sure what's happening there at 73, but I don't like that look. Whenever I see stuff like that, I'm not sure if it's being manipulated or what's happening there. I don't like that stacked bid at 73. So I may get some out, lighten this load a little bit more. We'll see. Let's see what happens the next time it comes back to 73. Hopefully those stacks get hit, but I don't like looking at that. It makes me think that there's some algo trying to do something to it. So watch out there, 73. Watch. See, you see how it's stacked right here? Oh, there it goes. It just cracked it. Like it didn't even look at it. So I guess the guy pulled once again, man. A little spicy there, but we called that one.
Yeah, and the market's starting to come back. 12,000 to the downside here. Looks like I picked the wrong time to stop shorting. Got into like the first long in a while in Virgin Galactic. I mean, somehow it's actually holding up, so it's flat. It's not like it's against me yet, but in the midst of this fall to the downside, in the tech names at least, certainly might not hold up. I mean, the ES is also rolling over or trying to. I have Li Auto, which it's trying to make a move down. It did test up towards VWAP. It managed to not stop me out there. Thankfully, I did have a stop order that literally, I'm not even making this up to you. I actually had my stop order, not go out when pending on me. I was able to finally cancel it. I wanted to make sure I didn't have a fill on it. And then by the time I was able to confirm that I got the cancel on it, it had already come back in the money. So literally a bank error in my favor because I would have been out for that hit at 25, I can go ahead and throw the same stop back in, which is what I'm going to do. That was the plan. The fact that I got a reprieve there shouldn't matter. I wanted to risk 25 cents on it. It could have cost me like 40 or 50 or 40 or 50 cent hit, which is a little more than I wanted, but ultimately it ends up working out. I'm not going to take that and then just gamble with that good fortune. The fact that we're coming back in, Tesla's still pushing lower, NIO's pushing downside, and Lee's not going. No reason to get frisky with that one. I'll keep the same stop I had before.
Yeah, NIO's not doing anything. I don't understand what the hell NIO's trying to do right now besides nothing. So we're going to wait to see if that wants to go. Look at the NASDAQ, guys. Look at some of our NASDAQ friends. We haven't traded those yet today, but Apple's fine, actually. Still up to the upside. Watch Softy, MSFT, this day. What's up, Beep?
We were talking about Simon Property Group over the past couple of days on some news for SPG. This is another one from that group, STAG. They had a big offering that they announced after market yesterday, back above 30.50, which was kind of the bottom end of the range here in the aftermarket after the news came out. So big volume spike there at 30.50 for STAG, guys.
We love Simon Property Group. I have been talking about that, and getting out of it was a good move yesterday at 80, like we talked about. So we did do that, and I hope you guys did as well. Right now, we have some Hertz just to show you what's happening in it, and it's nothing. O2. This is what it looks like, and this is the pink sheets. So nothing happening right there for Hertz, but we are waiting for NIO just bouncing around, man. Oh no, a bad wick. I got to edit that out.
Yeah, the funny thing is I have a program screen, so like you said Hertz, and that you're still showing the old chart. That I'm like, oh my goodness, Hertz just went. Yeah, speaking of bad wicks, one of the things that I can do here, and I'll just let you guys know, with stop orders, we have the good fortune in Day Trade the World to be able to trigger either based on any print that comes off of the time and sales here. So if a dark pool print comes off at like 2:30, like you see here, I can get triggered out of it. But I can also be triggered by what I see on the level 1, level 2. So I can have the quote to trail me out. Now, obviously, a print's going to be a little faster, so I think it's safer when you're trading momentum stocks. When I'm in like a short sell retracement trade like this, where I don't want to get wicked out by something like that, it's likely to be more calm. I don't have to worry too much about liquidity. I'll allow the actual tape to move, and I'm concerned if I'm short here, I'm concerned with the bid getting to a certain price. And if the bid shows up on the level 1, then trigger me out. Am I going to give up a penny or two sometimes and not be as fast? That's okay, but when I get the retracement and it's just holding lower, consolidation, lunchtime, you might as well go ahead and do that. So just a bit of a tip for you guys there. We try to educate you as much as possible. I understand not everybody will have that capability on your platform or with your broker. We do here at Day Trade the World, and I think it's one of the tools we have. And to trade multiple symbols, it's an important one, at least I know for me, differentiating between stop orders on these lower cap ones when they start slowing down, and then a fast mover like Tesla where, look, if something hits a tape at that price, I just want to get out because that can move really fast on me.
Okay, so we'll hit the new siren alert because we just did get into DraftKings once again, man. What a big trade this has been. I mean, there's a whole bunch that I need to get out of once the show's done. We're long DraftKings 35.23 or something like that. It's up to 45 and change. We got in, and then it broke back down through 45, and the offer stacked up kind of like this. So we did get out a little bit there on that pull back down for flat. So we're long still, but I'm not long as many shares as I was. So just so you guys know that, we're not long as many as we were on the first break of 45. Look at this, again, stacking this offer right now. I don't like when they do that. Like, why is there so many different gateways offering right now? I don't like how they do that. And again, it could just be a program, but it scares me just a little bit. NIO, the same thing happened, and now NIO's going against me. So we're going to watch out for that. But 45 and change, 45.11. And this is part of the education that we're talking about. I hope you do like the show. Hit the like and hit the subscribe. We do have a big interview coming up as well in about 15 minutes with Brendan. Maybe he'll talk about that in a second. 45.03. We're going to wait to see if it breaks. But my out right now back to 75. Let's just play the quarters, guys.
And Lee Auto, I mean, I'm telling you, look, the market bouncing here again. I keep looking over because I do have, like I said, the charts here. I'm watching Tesla still pushing to the downside. I came in with a bullish look on Tesla. That's why it's been hard for me to short through the bottom. The consolidation is in my favor at least now. We just broke 36, so it's trying to trend to the downside. Just to let you guys know, this bottom end here, I'll try to take like 25 to 30 pennies off on this trade. And then the next third will be out around 35, 40 something. And then also the rest down at 35 even. So I'm not even anticipating we break the low in case we roll over or continue to the downside in the electric space and in the market. I have a stop to break short at 35 even on Lee Auto. That was a big level. Try to show you guys that on the higher time frame as well. Just to go back to JD.com, I did mention this one off of an 87.90 double top potential breakout trade through that price. You've obviously seen that it's come back off. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel my order. I'm not going to just blindly take it. It would have to hold the low. What I don't want to happen is I leave that order in. It breaks low of the day, trends to the downside. Then at like 2:30, I have some crazy stop on any kind of a move that breaks the high. That's not the way I want to get in. It didn't hold this VWAP for a pullback. Because that happened, I no longer want to have this breakout trade. I'll reassess if it gets back to the upside. Brendan, what's up?
We were talking about this net very early on this morning on earnings. They reported pre-market, popped above 8, I believe it was, and there was a volume alert that went off on that. But now 25%. We're almost at day highs once again for this thing. 930 would be day highs. We're right at the top end of the range, though, for net, guys.
I'm shorting 10. I think we did talk about this one a little bit before, so it did break through 9 even. I like $10 if it gets there. I just quickly showed you guys on the daily chart there if you want to have a quick little look. If we get to that price, start the rollover, I'm going to be looking at net. Leo continues to somewhat frustrate me, but I do want to jump back over to this DNK. It's been a profitable trade. Now, it's right in the middle of this range here, and I talked about this looking relatively strong. I know it didn't test too even here, but look, it's putting in a higher low. It's giving higher consolidation. I've said even when I was shorting it the whole way through that this just felt a little stronger than I would like. It just feels like there might be another break to come in this one. So if you're shorting it, do so with care. I'm not short right now. I'm not thinking about short till it breaks too even, and I'm actually thinking about where and how I can go long outside of like a 225 or a 250 break. I don't love the 225 break. 250 I'd almost have to take because there's some levels to the upside. 350 is the next one. Brennan, what's up?
Another one still going on earnings. Kohl's here. KSS 7.75% now. Just broke $28 there on a volume spike for Kohl's. Another one that reported again in the pre-market here that was actually kind of in line with expectations. I didn't see anything special about it, but nice look today for KSS, guys.
Kohl's, I didn't even know they reported. So there you go, guys. Thanks, Brendan, for that one. I love KSS. I love that name, and I love everything that they're doing. They tried to fight with Walmart and lost, but that's fine. KSS, a good name here. We're just watching this GBTC. We did take a little bit of a break on Bitcoin, looking to get through 1750 now on Bitcoin, 17,500. So we're going to watch out for this one. We're a little bit long. We were short, got hit on that one. Now it's going to the upside. So we're going to watch that. Neo, bad wick. I tried to edit it out, but unfortunately, it didn't work. So now we're going to wait to see on this top 4620. We still have visions of that, but these are our shorts, and we just cleared them out here in the 60s. So good trade here happening on Neo. Let's get it back into the 60s. I'm not going to average into this one. I'm happy with what we've got right now. Let's see if it takes out 4660. I don't want to be wrong again with too many shares on Neo, guys.
I try to reserve this for this particular instance. There you go, rocket ship to the moon. I waited for the retracement on Virgin Galactic. Patience today was a virtue. Yesterday, I've said this before, that you can have a call or an idea that works out and still not make money on it, and that was the case when I thought Virgin was oversold. This time we wait for the bounce here. It doesn't even get to VWAP, but it holds this pre-market high, opening range, breakout, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. Once it bounces off this a couple of times, I grabbed the long here at 13s. I did want to add, if I got like 5 to 10s, it never happened, so I can go ahead and cancel that bid. Unlikely I'll want it again. But I did take some out here. I did take half out, halfway to the high a day. I do anticipate I might put in a lower high. Things are slowing down volume-wise, so I'm not sure the move will sustain, but I anticipated there'd be some buying that we could take advantage of on that dip. We do so in Virgin Galactic. And this is the thing, like obviously after yesterday, I lost money thinking that Virgin was going to make a bounce. And it did, and I was negative anyway. So you can come in today mad at it, thinking the stock goes through something. It doesn't. You just follow your plan. You miss the bottom. I missed the breakout. I just wait for the pullback trade. If I start chasing this one when it breaks 2150, I mean, that's an obvious, it does break the level. You get long at 51, 52, and just instantly losing on that pullback. So I've been suckered by that before, not this time. If it breaks back to break even, I'll just get out of this one. A tighter stop than before because it's already made a move to the upside. I'm not giving it past the up. I'll give it to that 2105 now, this low end here. That means it can't turn into a losing trade. Thank you, Virgin Galactic. Good thing we're patient.
Yeah, exactly. Patience is a virtue that all must possess when trading, and not my best one. So we'll wait to see if we can get that long as well. Hertz, okay, nothing happening there. DraftKings, we're waiting for this 45 to break, man. It's broke a couple times. It's gone as high as a whopping 5 cents into the money here on DraftKings. That's right, 5 cents into the money, which is absolutely nothing. So I'm getting a little peed off at DKNG right now. So we'll wait to see, but we still got lots of energy, man. It's 11:35, 44.75. We're gonna look to get out of this one if it does come back to the downside right now. But that's DraftKings and our NEO.
Sorry, it's just,
go ahead.
You go first. I'll come back to it.
No, nothing. I was just going to say we're just going to watch out for NEO. It looks like it just took 46, so we only have a couple more pennies until we're out of this one.
I was just going to ask, because you've been watching DraftKings, when I see this something like this at the top, I didn't see any size at 45. Did it hit it? Was there an iceberg? What's going on with that level? Because it looks like it's broken it like 5 or 6 times, but it still can't hold a bit above it.
That's why I got out because, yeah, I mean, not out. I got out of 40%, but I don't know what's happening. So we're just going to use down here 44.75. It's not an iceberg. It's not nothing like that. I showed it last time. There was like 7 or 8 different gateways over here at 50. Now it's going to the downside, but you can't really see. But here's the lineup here at 50, guys. Oh, there it is. There's a few gateways there. I don't know what's going on, but I still think we could break the high. But look at the NASDAQ coming back down. No matter what you think of DraftKings, it still is like sort of a tech company, obviously, with their app and things like that. So, I mean, DraftKings, first mover advantage. I'm long 35, and I don't like the way this trades in the middle of the day. I got to learn my lesson and just stay away from it.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing, I think when things break to the top, and I wasn't watching it. I mean, in the day when Sean and I would sit next to each other, I might be able to catch out of the glance of a corner of my eye. He'll have a chart up, but I didn't have DraftKings on level 2 to be able to see. When it breaks 45, what you want to see happen is bids form above, like 1s, 2s, 3s for some actual size, like a few hundred shares, a few thousand shares. And if it just offer pull to 05, 06, and then a couple of small prints go off there in the time and sales, that's one thing. But if the bid never climbs up with it, that's an idea that maybe it's not going yet. So I would watch out for that. If you're ever watching on a level 2 in a breakout trade, just caution for that type of a look. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
One we were looking at yesterday that keeps popping up here to the downside mainly. I was kind of hoping this would get up here to 260, 255, 260, but this ATHE, if you remember, had a big move yesterday on the gap. Ended up really not doing a heck of a lot, just kind of hugged $3 all day. We gapped down this morning. Again, like 250 to 260 would have been a better level, but looking like I might want to break down for ATHE, guys.
All right, we get out there. We'll miss the boat on NEO again. We tried to short it, and yeah, shorter's paradise today, not as it just finally goes up. But again, it's just been a wild one for me today on NEO. It's been a good one, but we've had 104 fills, just over trading on this name, thinking that we are going to be going for a drop down here off that Citron report, 1.5% coming down, guys. Hit the likes and hit the subscribe. We're close to 110,000 subscribers right now. So if you guys can hit the like and hit the subscribe, that would be absolutely fantastic as we're getting ready for an interview coming up on Blue Lagoon Resources. That should be really huge. I'm really interested to see what Brendan has to say with CEO coming up very, very soon. But NEO, I got to get off this and look at something else.
Yeah, I just want to remind you guys. So look, Brendan does a fantastic job with these interviews, but if you have questions live, I know we had some last time. Look, just throw them into the chat. I mean, we'll get them to Brendan and like on the fly, or maybe we'll call them out. Sean or I will ask that question personally. So don't be shy. We do this for your benefit. You're here to educate yourself. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I don't care what anyone says, and I don't want to see anyone mocking somebody if they give like a simplistic question. You're all here to learn. We're all trying to figure things out here. So when we do have our guest on in just a few minutes here, do not be shy to ask questions. This is what it's all about. So where's my fail? Does it come on my face? Oh, whoops, wrong way. There you go.
Close.
Stamp fail. When the Datadog news broke, Sean had a great breakout trade. Now, if you missed it, don't chase. I said don't chase. Wait for a pullback. If it comes all the way back to the opening range bottom, this 86.50 area, got to be a buyer down there. That's what I said. That's not what I did. It just came right back up to VWAP. So there was a bounce off that price. And this is more to do with just playing where you find consolidation, where you find buy or bid support, and then positive news forms, right? So a lot of this secondary move down is just people taking their profits, having stops that might have tried to break at 89, try to break out here at 88.50. Either way, so when it starts to come back and you're thinking about where you can buy off of that and scalp. and it gave you that 86.50 into like 87 or just a little bit higher than that. And that was there for you. Obviously, I was maybe busy doing a couple of other things here, but that shouldn't have been missed. That's why I gave that look. We actually did a video on trading the news or trading breakouts off of news stories, and certainly that was a good one for us. Pie in my face for that, but obviously it's going to happen to you from time to time. I should have had that on Datadog. I don't know why I didn't. It's really not much of an excuse for it. I want to come back to DNK. I've already told you guys, please don't. I shouldn't say that. You guys short it if you want to. I'm out of the short here. It's felt strong all morning. Here it comes, looking like it wants to break out at about 225, 230. I said I don't love that break, so I'm not taking it. I would have preferred buying off the dip at 2, or we'll look at 250 because I don't want to take a break at 230 here that immediately reverses off the high of the day that gives you like 10 to 15 cents worth of risk, and your support is at 2. So I don't like that. That's literally like, 30 cents worth of risk to make 15 or 20 potentially. Not going to take that break, but it is reason enough not to be short this name.
Okay, we are waiting there. Yeah, thank you, Sean Owen family, for that. We do give enough credit to the production team, but they've been absolutely fantastic. Imagine all these cameras. We have 6 or 7 of them on us alone, and they got to sort of control all that and give you guys the best looks that they possibly can. So shout out to Rob and Lucas today. Good job today, guys. And we're going to get that interview going soon, and that'll be flawless as well. So thank you so much for all the love today. DNK's a mover. Boeing's a mover. CCL's a mover. Remember, on the reopening, right? Yesterday we had, obviously, fantastic news about Bitcoin's trying to break your 17.5 again. We'll see if it does do that, though. We did have great news yesterday on vaccines. So, as you guys know, CCL making the move back up as soon as everybody gets all vaccinated. I'm sure we're going to be hitting the cruises. Not me, but a lot of people probably will. So get your vaccines while they're hot and get CCL while it's hot. Up to 18.50 right now. Still not, Neil, up to its high last Monday when we made that crazy discovery from Pfizer coming through. The Moderna news better, but we've already been exaggerated a little bit up here to 20.50. So I would say this, 18.90. We're very, very close to that. That's these levels right here on CCL. So 18.90. We do like that look if that does break above 18.90 today. Also a high yesterday, 19.30. So there are a couple days ago, there are lots of moves here happening on CCL. Sorry we missed it today, but 31 million shares. I know a lot of you have it.
Yeah, that's a great look on there. In recent times, I haven't done as well in Carnival or even the overall space. And you've seen me jump over to the airlines in lieu of those trades. So I'll probably stick to that. I do want to just let you guys know I am all out, and we'll go with yeehaw. Thank you, Virgin Galactic. Patience is a virtue. But as I said here, when we got this consolidation pullback on Virgin, I did anticipate that it might make a higher low. The second it did, it started to roll over. I just took the rest of these shares out. It was always going to be that type of a trade, guys. So if it pulls back in, gives another bounce, maybe off of 21. But the fact that it's put in that lower high in the market, it's trying its best to get through the top. In the event that happens, maybe you take a bit of a breakout. But I could be one and done on this trade. I would have loved it in the morning, but we had bigger fish to fry over in the EV space. I'm thankful we did, but it was a missed opportunity because we were both bullish on this oversold action on Virgin Galactic yesterday, and obviously gave you a good look today. Thankful to be able to catch something, but the key thing was not to chase it too hard.
DraftKings all the way back again to 45 and change. It does make a move down there. So we're just, the reason why I'm not looking at too many names right now, guys, obviously we have the interview to come, but the market's not great at this time of day. It still makes moves. We still can, if you got the right stocks, I think we do right here on DraftKings. But Neil mentioned before, hey, what's going on there? Is there something moving this market, DraftKings? And yeah, right now, it's just stuck high side. There's nothing happening. I could draw this ellipse right now. So I keep talking about it all the time, that DraftKings will continue to be a name that you look to make moves early on and then stay away as the market starts to open up and go. But DraftKings right now, guys, struggling at the top side. My first outs are going to be 45.20 or so. So that's DraftKings, but I'm really excited for our next segment. It's our guest of the day.
Hey guys, yeah, we're really happy and excited to bring you another company profile. We've been talking to very exciting early stage companies, giving you a chance to know a little bit more and expand your knowledge when it comes to smaller companies still in the early stages of development. We're going to talk to Blue Lagoon Resources today in the gold space. President and CEO Raina Vig joining us to discuss Blue Lagoon this morning. It's so great to have you, Raina, with us this morning. We're going to touch a little bit on some current projects the company is involved in. I want to talk about your background because it's very interesting that I think a lot of people will be interested in and excited about. So let's jump right into things. Why don't you give us a little bit of an overview when it comes to Blue Lagoon, where the concept came from and how things got started?
Sure. Well, thanks very much, first of all, for having me here this morning. It's a pleasure. Yeah, Blue Lagoon Resources is a relatively young company. I put that together last year. We started trading on July 4th of 2019, and we're focused on the gold sector. You know, what everything that I was reading was telling me that gold is going to be the next big play. You know, when you read sort of what's happening at the macro level around the world. So I decided to jump in and laser beam focus on that, and I think we're going to do quite well.
I've had a very colorful background and an experienced background when it comes to bringing companies to both the public markets and to life in general. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background when it comes to the cannabis space?
Sure. Yeah. You know, most of my life I've been in private business, over 30 years of family businesses, 5 different startups over the years. You know, basically, I'm a startup guy. You know, I learned a long time ago that I'm not that smart. Okay, so the great equalizer for me are 2 things. Number 1, just outwork everybody, work super hard, and number 2, just be the dumbest guy in the room. Right, just surround yourself with exceptionally smart people, specifically in the industry that you're in, and that's worked well for me. So about 10 years ago, I jumped into the capital markets. My mentor was a very, very successful venture capitalist worth over $300 million. Made most of his money in the beginning in mining. So he invited me to get involved, and I did. And frankly, it was quite the entry in 2010, 2011, 2012, when I put over $1 million into the mining sector, and it all collapsed. So about 6 months later, it was only worth about 10 grand. I mean, it was just like, whoa! It was like a rude awakening. What did I get myself into? But you know, I'm a big boy. I licked my wounds and took over the mining exploration companies that I had invested in, and learned the ropes, because you know the basics and fundamentals of business don't change, right? Doesn't matter what business you're in, the basics are constant. So surrounded myself with the great technical people and started working in the industry. But unfortunately, you know, for 7-8 years that I was involved in there, the mining sector just didn't catch on, but cannabis did. So I exited those companies. I did RTOs, turned them into technology companies, and laser beam focused on cannabis. And I took a company called Curaleaf public in 2018. Curaleaf was the largest Canadian cannabis raise in history. It was a $520 million raise and nearly a $6 billion RTO. So, you know, made a lot of money and made a lot of money for friends and family and folks who came along for the ride. And then a couple of months later, I was fortunate again, because cannabis, U.S. cannabis in particular, was still very, very exciting. So I found another company out of Arizona called Harvest Health and Rec, and took them public, and that became the 3rd largest in 2018, a $300 million raise and nearly a $2 billion RTO. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But you know what? I always wanted to come back to mining, because mining, when it hits, when the cycle starts, the growth is explosive, right? The returns are just incredible, 10-fold, 20-fold, are not unheard of in that sector. So everything I was reading about what was happening around the world, I thought, you know what, this is the time. Everyone thought I was crazy 2 years ago. I thought this is the time to get back into mining and focus particularly on gold. And so that was the impetus to start Blue Lagoon Resources. And
you pick a very interesting time to get back into the gold markets. We had all-time highs recently as far as the price for gold is concerned. I want to get your thoughts on that coming up here in a couple minutes. But I just want to touch on a very key point that I think you made there, and that goes back to, you know, it's okay if you're not necessarily the smartest guy in the room, but if you surround yourself with the right people, and this can apply to, you know, anyone who's really in any space. You know, if you surround yourself with the right people and the right support, mechanisms, there's really no limits to what can be accomplished. So let's jump over to Blue Lagoon. Tell us about the main projects that are underway right now and what you are most excited about when it comes to Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, and on that last point, yeah, absolutely, it's very important. I mean, you obviously have to be good at something, right? I mean, I'm good at execution, right? But I don't need to be good at the technical aspects of the, whether it's a geology or whether I'm running a restaurant, and I don't need to understand how to cook the food, right? So as long as you know how to execute on a plan and how to manage people and the basics, the key is to get the smart people in that industry around you, and you make the business decisions, right? That's the key. Blue Lagoon is a very exciting a company. We acquired this project just almost 7 months ago. It's a fully permitted mine in northern British Columbia, and it just needs three amendments to get it back into production. These people who owned it before me were there for a dozen years, spent over $28 million on mine development, infrastructure, and permitting. And unfortunately, for them, they ran out of time. They're wonderful people, but they're 83 years old and not in the best of health. So I came along, picked up this project really at an incredibly cheap valuation, and no cash was paid, and it was an all-stock deal, and I escorted them for almost 3 years. So it was amazing. So we have a fully permitted mine that we believe we're on track to be in a decision to be in production by summer of next year. It's only $1.5 million capex, believe it or not, because again, literally it's on the 1 yard line. So I'm executing on those three key things. And then on the second part of our company is that we have this massive 12,000 hectare property that has 15 high-grade veins already identified that we're going to be going after here. Yet 90% of the property was never explored because their focus was always on just trying to get the mine into production. So we have a couple of plays become a near-term cash producer, as well as a huge opportunity. The blue sky is amazing on this play here, to be able to find more and to prove that we have a lot more gold and silver based on the historical data that we have.
And two key points on both of those projects. The first one you were mentioning, we spoke yesterday briefly, that the northern BC project has 12-month access, so it's available for work to be conducted upon, all throughout the year. And the second one, I mean, that's a very large chunk of land, and you talk about only 10% has been explored at this point. So amazing opportunity left to be discovered there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these projects are in remote areas. We're very fortunate that we're not in a remote area, right? Many projects require helicopters to fly in, which is very, very expensive drilling. You have to put up expensive camps and keep them heated for your people. That's expensive. We're outside a town called Smithers. Literally, you can grab a coffee from your Starbucks, and by the time you get to the mine site, it's still warm, right? I mean, so it's like 45 minutes away. All year round, access by Forest Service roads. So we're very fortunate that way. Also for employee retention is very important, because people can go work there during the day, come home, have dinner, kiss their kids good night, and get back to work the next day, right? So all those things make for a very compelling story and reduce our costs as we explore and as we get to closer to production.
Then CEO of Blue Lagoon Resources, Raina Vig, joining us. Raina, let's talk a little bit about timelines going forward when it comes to both of these projects. You mentioned early start in 21 as far as the next drilling project is concerned. What timeline then beyond that are you looking at for possible results?
Yeah, so like I said, we have two things going on. We're working very hard to get those amendments done. They're not very onerous. It's about a 6-month timeline, and we're well into that process right now. So we'll have that. We should be in a position to make that decision by summer of next year. And then drilling is going to start on January the 11th, and we expect to be drilling throughout Q1 and Q2. And in mining companies, news flow is very important, and I understand better than most CEOs, because in my previous life I owned an advertising agency. So one of the things I learned in this business when I got on the capital markets, really you're in two businesses. You're in the business of exploring and developing your project, but you're also in the business of managing the market, right? You need to understand that these micro caps, these small companies, it's not build them and they will come, right? It doesn't exactly happen. You have to be engaged. You have to be engaged with your audience like this, for example, and many more, to be able to let them know, hey, we exist. So, we're going to have news flow constantly from January right throughout the summer about what's happening with the drilling and the results. And so far, the drill results we've put out have been fantastic. They've been amazing, and they're reconfirming everything that we already believe about the property. And we expect to be in the same position here throughout Q1 and Q2. So lots of news, which of course drives the stock.
Now, Reyna, on a higher level, let's talk about gold itself briefly here. I mean, this market has been a little bit overheated, I guess, coming into the end of this year. We got to all-time highs, bit of a pullback recently, but give us your thoughts. I mean, Blue Lagoon as a company, pretty close, near term to production. Give us your thoughts on the overall gold market.
Well, look, if there was ever a time, if anyone wanted to be involved in the precious metals, this is the time, because what's happening in the world is just simply unprecedented, right? I mean, number one, we have the unlimited supply of money being created. I mean, it's just amazing that, we thought 2008 and 2009, when that financial crisis happened, was bad. We're about 750 billion was injected into the economy. And it was like, wow, quantitative easing was the new sort of term at the time. Right now it's like QE forever. So those are drivers for the gold prices. I think it's I was reading the other day another I think we're at like 3 trillion already, and another couple of trillion is just what the United States wants to put out more into the money supply. And that's of course just the US. Canada's the same. Around the world, similar situations. Governments are broke, right? They need to create more money and put it in so that they can look good, basically, right? Because I mean, let's face it, governments lie, right? They lie all the time. They're driven by their personal agendas, which is just to get back to get reelected. Leaders today are spineless. They don't tell us the truth. So those are all things that help the price of the metal. So you've got unlimited printing of money going on that devalues currency. You've got riots and demonstrations going on all over the world. I mean, it's just amazing. Never seen anything like this. And on top of that, you've got the perfect trifactor of a world pandemic, right? So these are all this is the environment that gold thrives on. So, and then you've got other big players like Warren Buffett, who never liked gold, for the first time has invested in gold because he's lost confidence in the banking system. He's lost confidence in the dollar. So he's coming into gold. You've got the Ohio Pension and Fire Fund, for the first time, a $16 billion fund, who just allocated 5% of the fund to gold for the first time. And there's hundreds of these, right? So, these are all factors, catalysts that are going to drive the price of gold much higher.
And it's an interesting time, obviously, for the overall market, especially on the political front. We do have a couple of questions, Reyna, that I want to make sure we get to from our audience. So I'm going to throw you over to Neil quickly.
Sure.
Thank you very much for coming on, Reyna. And obviously, you're part psychic. Two of these questions that came in, I'm not even making this up because our viewers have been throwing them in here. One of them, I'm going to try to combine them because it was a very similar aspect. And one was talking about after the recent run up in gold. How can we be certain that we are in an early cycle move? And you kind of already touched upon this one. I'm going to double down because another question we got from Isa, and I did catch the name of this viewer, was did you guys or have you taken advantage of COVID? Now, you've talked about what I was going to sort of reiterate here, of course, that even as there was more printing of money, you got all that stimulus, it was a bit of a slow reaction, I want to say, in the overall appreciation of gold. I see you guys, I have the chart up, you guys have doubled, a bit of a double move here in the last little bit here. So obviously that's good. Now, given that we expect stimulus could be delayed going into next year, do you have any thoughts in terms of a timeline when you could see a secondary push, which I do believe a lot of people are coming in the overall price of gold? And is there any sort of changes that you guys are making to your overall business plan? And it just given what's happened in this last year in COVID, obviously, I know you guys are, getting into production, of course, so that might not be possible. Is there anything that you have changed in terms of your outlook? It's been a crazy year, so just your thoughts on those two things.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. COVID has not affected us that much because we're up in northern British Columbia, and BC, actually, this region has been quite good in terms of the infection rates, been quite controlled, especially up in the north, has been very, very limited. So we've been not affected at all. Work hasn't been affected. The miners, the drillers, everybody's been on track. And you know what? I'm in a very in a good position because I don't have to change a lot of my business plan because gold. The nice thing about the exploration company is, you know, even if you don't do a whole lot, as long as you have a good property and you've got the goods, if gold price goes up, silver price goes up, you know, that's a huge bonus. By the way, silver is something that we hardly ever talk about. We have on our property, we have a 4-to-1 ratio on gold to silver. So it's like getting the silver for free. You know, so you know, it's not when we send to our product when we send to the ore to the mill. It's not like they say that we're going to charge you X amount for the gold and this much more for the silver. So you know, so that's going to become a very important factor as well for these companies. But no, look. There is, we are in the beginning of this cycle, and how we know that is because for the last almost 10 years, gold has been kind of stuck around 1250, 1400, right? And if you look at it historically, right, that's what happened in 2008 and 2009. Well, first it pulled back, and then it ran to that next, you know, high, which happened here recently. And you watch, we fundamentally believe that it's going to happen again. It's not even so much that the gold is going higher, it's that the currency is getting devalued more and more. I mean, think about it. If you bought an ounce of gold in the 70s, right, it was about $35. If you buried it in the ground, that little piece of metal in the ground at $35, and you took $35 and you buried it side by side, and you came back today and you dug them back up, that one little piece of metal is now worth $1,850, $1,900. You take the $35, what's it worth? What, 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks? I mean, right? So it's not so much gold's going up, it's that the currency keeps getting devalued further and further, which only means, right, that's just one factor. Also, don't forget, there is only 1.5% of supply that's added every year, gold supply that's added every year. That's it, only 1.5%. That's all the gold there is. So, I mean, it's a constrained supply. So, you know, there are a lot of these dynamics, right? That's why Bank of America recently is projecting that they expect gold to be $3,000 next year. So I don't know if it'll get to 3,000, but you know what? Even at these levels, at 1,900, 1,850, 2,000, 2,100, that is extremely profitable for miners, right? There's a lot of money to be made. And I think that's what the bottom line is.
Reina, just to wrap things up here, as from an investor standpoint, let's talk a little bit about upcoming dates that we need to be aware of. We like to keep an eye on things that are coming up in the near-term future. Tell us 1 or 2 near-term dates that you know, are on the horizon, but maybe a few weeks or months out.
Yeah, I think a couple of key things are gonna be is when we start drilling again, right? That'll be in January. We have some results coming up here in the next about 3 weeks. I think that are going to be very important. They're going to tell the market what we recently discovered that we haven't you know, news released yet. I think the market's going to like that. And then when we start drilling on January 11th, we're going to start. The results will start coming in, you know, from that point. It's also our expectation in sometime in February, mid to late February. You know, we have about 5,500 tons of mineralized material sitting in the tunnel there at the mine. That's about 1,500 ounces. We expect to truck that out and you know, monetize that. I think that's going to be an important date because it's going to tell the market, you know, as I mentioned earlier, execution is very important. I'm laser beam focused on getting things done. And I think that's going to tell the market again that we're executing on our plan. And then just, you know, the rest of the spring, right? I think there'll be lots of results to watch for. And those are the things, or those are the catalysts, you know, that move, you know, exploration stocks. And the other thing is, of course, is gold. If gold breaks out as it's expected, you watch these stocks. You know, it's just you pinch yourself. Well, you guys are traders, so you know when moves happen, how quickly they can happen, and that's exactly what typically happens in junior exploration companies. Is that when gold moves, you know, 1 point, the junior miners move up many multiples of that, right? And that's what's exciting. I think that's coming up. So 2021 is going to be a very, very exciting year for companies like ours in this precious metals junior mining space.
President and CEO of Blue Lagoon Resources, Reina Vega, pleasure, sir. Come back and give us an update in the near future.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
There we go, guys. A little bit of a look at Blue Lagoon Resources as we continue to give you a little bit of a sneak peek at some smaller companies that you might not be aware of yet, guys.
As always, a fantastic job by Brendan. I mean, we did have the chart up there to show you guys Blue Lagoon trading on the CSC. They also are listed over in London on the LSE, and then you're gonna also be able to check them out on the OTC market. So it was a fantastic interview. I know we always learn a lot, and thank you for the questions that we got. Certainly important to continue educating yourself here. It's been an awesome and fun day here. Quickly, before we do get out of here, I just want to update you. I mentioned you guys got out of that Virgin Galactic position and just have LXRX and a little bit of that MOGO still in horn to the south side. We do have some earnings to get to, so I think we're going to throw quickly to Brendan so we can cover the earnings before tomorrow.
Yeah, there's one or two, but not a lot. But some decent and big names. The biggest one right in the middle here, we've been talking about all day. NEO, guys, up tomorrow.
Yeah, NEO's a big one, but we'll look at that. I mean, look, lows today off of Home Depot. Really great to see that come through as well. But look at Palantir, guys. We go long again at 18. It's at 18.35, and we just took some out. Look at the board on the bottom. You can see DraftKings right now, 25 cents in the money. Finally, like we're ending the show here, and we are super hot fire. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it today. We're making that money. Keep going. Now, finally, DraftKings breaking out. Palantir just won't stop, can't stop. And that's the rain down that money, guys. It's been a big day. Thank you so much. Brendan, that was a fantastic interview. Lots of information there on Blue Lagoon. And I think it's a great opportunity if you are into gold.
Yeah, and one more thing before we get out of here, because I got a soft spot for this, so we're going to get the National Day in. Let's go over to Valeria.
Thank you, Neil. And hey guys, thank you for another great trading morning together. If you didn't like this video yet, please hit the thumbs up right now, as we just 200 likes away from 2,000 of likes. Guys, our next educational video is ready for you on the chat, and happy National Homemade Bread, everyone.
Yes, yes, all of the yes in the world. Nothing like fresh homemade bread. My wife makes a fantastic bannock bread, which is great for brunch. If you've never had it, do try it out. Like I've said, we've said all morning long, it's been a banger of a morning, to steal Sean's term there. But NEO, we said it every single day, keep the EVs front of mind because there's going to be moves. And of course, Tesla, NEO, Li Auto, I don't care what it is, and NEO with the report, it's going to be big tomorrow. There's no question about it, so make sure you tune in for that. One last thing to do before we get out of here, got to throw this one up. Brendan always looking sharp there, but everyone's always curious as to how they can become a better trader. That's just the reality of life. That's why we did this one video. So each of us went through one thing that you can do to increase your profitability and become a better trader. Valeria's dropped the link. That is on our Market Wisdom page. So do check it out. What a fantastic guest we had, of course. And check out Blue Lagoon. You can certainly do your own research on it. But I learned a heck of a lot, certainly, about what's going to happen and what's going on with gold there. And thank you guys for your questions tuning in. Gotta go down the line for Miss V, for my man Sean Katina. Actually like the look with facial hair. I can't grow it. You get a look at these guys. I don't know, whatever. You can go to the shot if you want to. For Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow.